glad that you have been able to join us for this and this history breaking moment. So, to get started with the second part of WaKanna University, we're gonna talk about freedom. And the best person to present that is my friend, my shero, my mentor, a wonderful person. She knows all the facts, she knows how to make money. And talk about having fun. This lady has fun, but on the money side, that's what you're here for this. That's why she is the senior VP of sales. She is a real estate entrepreneur, an author, a mother, just a wonderful person all around, a leader. And oh my goodness, I just love her. Her name is Phyllis Nash. Welcome. And we just appreciate you and are just looking forward to everything you can tell us about the freedom part of WaKanna for Life.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much, Kathy. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be on our first ever certification for WaKanna and also to be participating and to share with you why I'm excited. And as I was going over the compensation plan, guys, I got overexcited again because it's a lot of money to become wealthy in this compensation plan. So I'm excited to share that information with you. And we're going to start off talking about our crown jewel dispensary. We talk about that is the best value by far for your money. That is the best way you can get started in WaKanna. And that costs you $998. And it includes the lifetime online store and your master broker's key. That's for a lifetime. You never have to come out of pocket again to be able to earn from any income stream that we offer here at WaKanna. And so that's a $2,000 plus value. You see these 4 boxes on the screen. Well, you're going to get 3 personal dispensaries, and each of those dispensaries will contain the products that we have. So you'll have Hypnotic, our power vape, which is 200 milligrams of CBD. You'll have that in a cartridge. You'll have our gummy sample packs. You'll have our pain relief topical. You'll also have a 15 ml of power, so you can bake or either tincture with it. You'll get the 15 ml of the power water soluble at 500 milligrams. You'll get 1.5 ml of the power hempranium. That's 135 milligrams of CBD. And then our 5 ml pure water soluble at 750 milligrams of CBD. Every drop of that is 7.5 milligrams of CBD. That's awesome, guys. And so our contents are subject to change, but what won't change is the value of that dispensary. And so those items I just named, you're going to get that 3 times. That represents those 3 boxes. In that 4th box, you're going to get your 2 WaKanna University basic certifications. That's what you're attending right now. We will have these at the first weekend of every month on Sunday and Monday, as we're doing now. And every time we have one, you who have purchased that full dispensary for no charge can attend these certifications, because as we grow and go along, we will be adding new products. You can hear Dr. Rita talk about it. There will be new things to learn in our wealth pillar, as well as our legacy and our compensation plan. Just to hear it more than one time is going to get you to understand it. I promise you, every time you attend certification, you're going to learn something else. And so remember, you never have to pay for certification again. You'll never have to pay for that broker's license. Absolutely every income stream that you have at WaKanna is right here in this full crown jewel dispensary. Plus, you have to qualify for your level 3 commissions. And we'll talk about that a little more later in the presentation. But when you buy your full dispensary, you do not have to worry about those qualifications for 4 months. And guys, let me just tell you, we had one person come back and buy a refill already, only been open officially since April 20th, but she has already bought her second refill, her first refill for her full dispensary. And so again, what happens on those qualifications for level 3? Now she's got 8 months that she doesn't have to worry about. So every time you buy another refill, that adds 4 more months for you not having to worry about your level 3 qualifications. So that's why we call it the crown jewel dispensary, because everything you need is included in that $9.98. And the next one would be your personal dispensary. I've already named everything that comes in that, but your personal dispensary is $299. That's going to include your 30-day online store and the master broker's key. So that comes with that personal dispensary, but after 30 days, we advise you to make sure that you go on and pay for your certification so you can go continue enjoying the benefits of being able to receive commissions. And the other thing is that you can upgrade, because after the 30 days, if you've experienced getting level 1, 2, and 3, being able to sign up other people to have their online site, you are not going to want to give up those benefits. So you have an option of upgrading and paying the difference between $299 and $998 so that you can have all the benefits of the full dispensary. And if that's not an option, you at least need to take and pay for that $199 that will allow you to receive your commissions by having paid for your certification. Again, you do not want to miss out making money. But this personal dispensary is an excellent way for you and your family to experience the products, to get your own testimonial. You might not want to fully commit yet, but once you've tried our products, I promise you, you are going to definitely want to upgrade to the full dispensary. And then on your online business, you have a 30-day test drive with no money up front. You have a 30-day online store. You can also sign up giveaway stores as a broker would, and that happens for you for 30 days. You can actually test drive our online store and broker master key for 30 days. But make sure you enroll in WaKanna University within those 30 days so you can continue to enjoy the benefits and the commissions, plus in the automatic qualifications for level 3 commissions for only the first 30 days. So I always say to people, listen, decide which option works best for you. And on the online, for me, the online business should only be if money is an issue. If money is an issue, then take that 30 days and run hard, guys. Run hard. I just shared with you one of the people in our organization, Sammy Stovall, has already refilled her store, and it's not been over 3 weeks yet. So if she can refill her store, you can go on there, get customers, family members, friends to go on your site, make some money. Again, if money is the issue, make some money so that you can turn around and either buy your full dispensary, pay for your WaKanna certification, or become a broker. But go and use that 30 days wisely. So in your refill of your full dispensary, I love the refill because you get all product. Remember, you won't need the 4th toolbox because you already have your WaKanna certificates for our basic certification. You already have your broker's key, which both of those are for a lifetime. You might take your second a basic certificate and gift someone. You can even sell it to someone. Maybe they are short on cash and you can say, hey, I'll sell it to you for $100. Or you can run a contest with people in your group that have not yet become a full, have not yet had that certification. There are lots of things to do with it. But when you're doing that refill, you don't need those tools anymore. So what do you get in your refill? You really get a 50% savings because you're going to pay $998 and you're going to get 2,000 retail value in that. Look at what you get. You get 8 power hembraniums at 15 ml bottle at 500 milligrams. You get 8 of our pure hembranium. Those are our proprietary blends that we have come up with ourselves. That's another 15 ml at 300 milligrams. So you'll have 1 power and 1 pure. 8 power and 8 pure. You'll have 2 of the Relief 15 ml 200 milligrams of our Power Relief topical cream. You'll have 3 of the Hypnotic vape oils at 200 milligrams a piece, those 3 cartridges. You'll have 2 nano vape oils. You'll have 10 gummies, the 4 packs at 100 milligrams per pack. Guys, those gummies are no joke. I know the ones of you that have tried it agree. And then you'll have 2 water-soluble nanos at 15 mils. That's 300 milligrams. And then you'll have 8 empty 5 ml bottles. And you say, what are you giving me empty bottles for? Because sampling our product is one way of getting it out there, getting you customers, getting you business owners, because we have products that deliver results. And if you give those bottles away, sample those bottles to different people, you will bring and attract new customers as well as new business partners. So this refill is certainly a great value. And I see, remember what I said about the refill, every time you buy a refill, you get another 4 months that you do not have to worry about qualification for level 3. And you cannot, of course, I know I probably don't need to say this, but I don't want anything left unsaid. You cannot purchase a refill until you have purchased your full dispensary, okay? So bonuses earned on full dispensary. See, for every full store or refill you sell, every one, you're going to earn $200. If you personally enroll someone who purchases a full store or a refill, $200 every time they do it. And then for the people that you have referred to your business and they've become business owners, for every one that they sell, you are going to earn $50. Brokers also are receiving level 2 overrides. So on level 3, you're going to earn another $50, okay? And level 4, that's 15. Level 5, that's $15. This is what happens anytime a full store or refill is sold throughout your organization, 5 levels down. That's pretty exciting because this by far, I'm telling you, I went out today. I saw somebody in a restaurant that I knew very well. She said, I know you're doing that cannabis thing. And I said, I sure am. So I want you to know people are watching you guys. They see you on Facebook. They are looking at you. They're following you. I sat there and I was having breakfast, and then she came over. She said, I was talking about you yesterday, and I was talking to you about with this gentleman, and he wants to know everything that you're doing. And I said, awesome. So I made an appointment with the gentleman to talk about it. And then she came back before she left, and she said, I saw you at Cresco, and guess what? My nephew is the treasurer at Cresco. So I'm telling you, people, you put it out there. You use what our CEO is going to share with you this evening about social media. You will attract so many people, and you won't even know they're looking and watching you, but they are. And I'm saying all of that to say, you can take this and just take the different levels that we're able to earn on, because that's what happened. We definitely have something that everybody wants. And it's easier than you think. When you stay out there, you stay connected, you do that little bit that you're supposed to do on Facebook, be committed to that, and get people out there looking at you. You don't have to chase them down, they come to you. I'm excited about that. So now what happens when you sell that personal dispensary through your organization? If you personally sell it, you're going to earn $50 every time you sell one to someone that you referred to the business. Now, what happens when they go out and sell one? You're going to earn $15. What happens when the people that they tell about it sells one? You're going to earn $15 again. Automatic qualifications of level 1 through 3 on your first 30 days. Remember that, guys, because you have a little more work to do after your first 30 days. But automatically, you're qualified for those overrides on your first 30 days. On level 4, you're going to pick up $10. Level 5, $10. And so let Wasuri be your guide, your online dispensary. I'm excited about this because I love every income stream that we have. I tell you all the time, when you making money in your sleep, that's when you know you're on your way. And we, with our online site, can make money in our sleep. And we can let people experience that free with no money up front. For 30 days, guys, they can earn money without holding inventory. You can earn anywhere between 20 and 50%, as compared to 50% when you buy the full dispensary. Those products that you're selling, you're earning 50% profit. But on here, you start out at 20%. There's free shipping with $75 or more. Affordable, natural, and organic products. You don't hear that often, affordable and organic, in the same sentence, but here at WaKanna, we have that. We're going to take a 30-day free test drive. But guys, once you start earning money, you start earning those checks on a weekly basis, I promise you, you will not want to give that up. And what do you have to do if you have one of our free money, zero money upfront sites? You have to get certified within the 30 days to continue earning commissions. Now on day 31, they will start holding your commissions until you do get certified. So you're not going to want your money to stop. So prepare for that. Again, if money is an issue, and I keep saying that because that could be the case for somebody, but if you got out there and got busy following our Sales Academy training, I promise you, you will have made enough money to reinvest back into your business and yourself. So what does that earning look like, that retail profit, that 20 to 50% look like that you're earning from your website? Well, if you say someone did $1,000 on their website, that's you, your personal sales count, as well as your customers. And if you did $1,000, you'd need at least 5 active customers. That's just 4 people other than yourself going to your site and buying some product. The company is going to pay you a 30% commission on that, which equals $300. But they're also going to give you $100 in product bonuses for a total of $400. So that is exciting. You're going to get paid 20% a week, and the difference is going to be paid on the 5th of the following month. Why do we do that? Because 20% is the least you can make. So we know whatever you do, you're going to make at least 20%. But suppose you do this example right here. Suppose you do $1,000. So instead of paying you the whole 30%, we pay you 20%, and you'll pick up your other 10% on the 5th of the following month, because we don't know what you might end up at. So we want to pay you what we know everybody is going to get, that 20%, and then on the 5th of the next month, you will pick up your extra bonus check, okay? So the key to unlimited freedom, that is, again, how would you like the opportunity to set up aspiring entrepreneurs with their own online dispensary? This is what brokers have the advantage. They have the advantage of leveraging, just going out, maybe not buying any product, maybe not buying one of the stores, but just going out and being able to give unlimited income potential and real residual income to earn any type of override from the sales made by your group. You must be a broker. So the broker fee to receive your master key is just $99, and that has to be renewed every year. Now, I can't hear you guys, but I need you to answer this question. If you buy a full dispensary, do you ever have to worry about ever renewing a broker's license again? No. But for those people that say, hey, I just want to leverage some the sales made on the websites to people that I have shared this website with, well, then you have to renew your broker's master key every year. And brokers are able to give away the online store and earn overrides on levels 2 and 3. And level 2 applies to all brokers. The level 3 applies to only brokers who purchase $75 a month in product or who have customers along with themselves that do an equal amount of $75 sales on the site. Okay, that will open up level 3 to the broker. Commissions earned on your retail sales. The automatic qualifications of levels 1 through 3 apply to everybody for the first 30 days. See, we give you a taste of what you might miss if you haven't gotten yourself there. So you can test the waters and say, hey, I do not want to miss any income stream that I am eligible for at WaKanna. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to become eligible to receive all income streams that they offer. But in your first 30 days, and if you're a full, if you have that full dispensary, you already know you qualify. You're going to earn 20 to 50% on level 1. So you and the people that you have shared the online sites with, when they send people and they shop on those sites, on your site, you're going to earn 20 to 50%. For the people that you sign up and give them a online distributorship site, dispensary, you're going to earn 15% from everything they do. So brokers earn level 2 retail sales from personally referred online dispensaries. On level 3, you're going to pick up 5%. You can earn level 3 commissions, but that 75 monthly qualifier has to be in place. And remember, guys, for the people that bought the full dispensary for 4 months, you don't have to worry about that level 3 qualifier. It's already done. And every time you buy a refill, another 4 months is added to that. On level 4, you're going to earn 2.5% of all qualified crown jewels. Now, why we talk about being a crown jewel, a sapphire, a ruby, or a emerald, it's not just for a name, it's not just for a title. For me, it's to earn more money. And so you open up level 4 and you open up level 5 when you have gone to the crown jewel diamonds. They earn all 5 levels. At the crown jewels, meaning sapphire, ruby, and emerald, you are opening up level 4 for your earnings. So it gets pretty exciting. So during the first 30 days, you will automatically be qualified to earn levels 1 through 3. Within that 30-day period, you will need to attend certification and learn the details on how you can maximize the compensation plan by getting certified, becoming a broker, and achieve monthly qualifiers for level 3. And so, how do you become a crown jewel? Well, the first rank of crown jewel is our sapphire. That's $10,000 done in your organization. And it includes all of the sales of certification, the broker's fees, the products that are sold, and including the stores. Everything that's done on 10 levels of your business can be counted to you becoming sapphire. And that's $10,000, guys, and it goes down 10 levels. Now, there's a 50% rule that applies for sapphires, rubies, and emeralds. And this is very lenient. You don't see this often in any company like this. So I'm telling you guys to take advantage of it. What does that 50% rule mean? So say Beverly needs 10,000 to become sapphire. And Mary who Beverly personally referred to the business, went out and she did 10,000. Well, Beverly cannot become a sapphire because Mary did 10,000. Beverly can count 5,000 of Mary's $10,000 volume, but she has to bring on Sylvia as well as, and maybe Sylvia does 5,000. That would be the perfect thing. That would be a 50% rule applying. There was 50%, 5,000 done by Sylvia, 5,000 done by Mary, and now Beverly is a sapphire. But it also can be 5,000. It could be 5 people that Beverly personally sponsored, and each of them did 2,000. So any combination, but it cannot be done by one person. You can use that 50% rule for Ruby at 25,000 during one calendar month, and Emerald at 50,000 done one calendar month. At 50%, you have to have 2 or more people doing that volume for you to hit one of these 3 ranks. And I'm telling you, if you've never known this, you ought to be out there beating the bushes to do this and go on and get your rank advancement in place so that you can open up another level of income. Remember, I just said crown jewels are able to get paid on level 4. That's exciting, really exciting. And then when you hit the crown jewel diamond status at 1-star diamond, that's $100,000 done in your organization in one calendar month. All those things I talked about, the dispensary, the full, the personal, the certification payments, the broker's fees, the other products done on your website, all of that is included, as well as 10 levels of people that you have brought into the business. And so the 1/3 rule applies. 2 people can't get you to diamond 1-star, but 3 or more can. So 3 or more from people that you personally sponsor, okay? That consists of a leg. So Beverly, again, she sponsored Mary, that's 1 leg. She sponsored Sylvia, that's 2 legs. And she sponsored Lori, that's 3 legs. So it's someone that you personally sponsor, and those become your legs. You need at least 3 legs to hit the rank of diamond. But that, again, is something that's very, very doable when you have something that everybody in the entire world needs. You just have to educate them and let them know. So what happens at sapphire, ruby, and emerald crown jewels? Well, guys, this is an exciting part because remember, I told you, there are so many different income streams within this plan, and you want to tap into each and every one of them. So there is a pool, a revenue pool set aside for sapphires, rubies, emeralds, and diamonds. And you hear me all the time, blitz into sapphire. Now I should name it blitz into emerald because people are moving it. But we'll keep it at sapphire because that's your first rank that you are able to participate in the revenue pool on. So what happens when you're participating in the revenue pool? This is so exciting. Every product sold, no matter who sold it, where they sold it, 4% of that product goes into the sale of that product goes into a pool. 4%. So each month we calculate the total retail commissionable volume, WaKanna University revenue, personal and full dispensary, broker revenue plus all sales aids and tools, and take 4% and place into a pool. We divide that amount by the total outstanding shares to determine the value of each share. So let's just make some simple rounded numbers. So as a sapphire, you're going to get 3 shares in that pool. As a ruby, you'll pick up 10 shares in that pool. An emerald gets 20 shares in that pool. Diamond 1 star gets 40 shares. And diamonds 2 and above, because diamonds go all the way up to 5 star, you're going to get 60 shares. Now you understand why I'm excited and why I'm like, let's blitz to sapphire, because it's not, again, it's not just the rank. It means more money, more money, more money. I just like having more money, and I like for you to have it too. So that's why I'm pushing and saying, hey, let's do this. Let's all do it together. Because at sapphire, let's just say, for an example, that the shares are going to be $100. I'm using round numbers because it's real easy math. You got 3 shares, and so that means an extra $300 for you as a sapphire. Okay? Not bad for an extra. And then say you're a ruby. Rubies get 10 shares. That's an extra $1,000 for you at a ruby. That's above and beyond everything else you've made money from. That's above and beyond the full dispensary, the personal dispensary, the revenue you get on the sales on your website. This is above all of that. So now you, as a ruby, you just picked up 10 shares. And I know several people that are hitting ruby right at the door. They're knocking it down. So if those shares are worth $100 that month, those people just made an extra $1,000. Now, if you are an emerald, that's 20 shares. How about an extra $2,000 for that month? That's pretty good, right? If you are a diamond 1 star, you get 40 shares. That's an extra $4,000 a month. And if you are a diamond 2 star and above, you get 60 shares for a total of $6,000 extra dollars a month. Guys, I know there are people that are going to be doing this really soon. I would not be surprised if this wasn't, some of these numbers are going to be hit this month for people. There are already people that are participating in the revenue pool. And that because the ladies that the people, and all I did say ladies, right? They're all ladies so far, guys. So y'all got to get busy, because these ladies are showing up and showing out. They're already dipping into that other income stream called the revenue pool. But wait, it gets more exciting. Oh, it gets more exciting. I'm gonna have to give me some water because I'm just so excited thinking about all of these ways that we can make money at this company. What happens when you hit diamond crown jewel? Well, those diamonds, they have a pool all by themselves. Think about it. You got to treat the diamonds right, because everybody wants to aspire to be a diamond. That should be everybody's goal on this phone, not just for the name diamond, because you want to participate and live in the diamond lifestyle. So at diamond 1 star, you get 10 shares. Now here's how the diamond pool works. Each month, we calculate the total retail commissionable volume, WaKanna University revenue, personal and full dispensaries, broker revenues, plus all sales aids and tools, and take 2% and place it into a pool. We divide that amount by the total outstanding shares to determine the value of each share. So there is the same exact thing as the first pool, the crown jewel pool, but it's 2% instead of 4%. And you say, oh, 2%. But guys, it's going to be less people participating in this pool. So what does diamond 1 star get? They get 10 shares. 10 shares. Now, just say you had a diamond 1 star getting 10 shares, and there's still, let's make it $100. So that's $1,000 they're getting at diamond crown jewels at a 1 star. but they can add that to the $4,000 that they got over in pool for the everybody. So the 4% pool. So that's going to give them an extra for that month of $5,000 when they combine the two pools, because they get to dip into the first pool, the 4% pool, as well as the 2% pool. At Diamond 2-star, that's 25 shares. If they're worth $1,000, do the math. That's 2,500, I think. No, it's not. Yeah. What did I do? 2,500. Let's say 100. I don't know what I wrote. I wrote my own self notes and can't figure it out. But 25 times 100, and then they also have that $4,000 because no, they get $6,000 in that first pool. So that's a total of about $8,500. That's pretty exciting, guys. Pretty exciting. And then say you're a 5-star diamond. You're going to get 100 shares. That's $10,000. You put that $10,000 from the crown jewel pool and add it to the first pool, and that's 6 and 10. That's $16,000 just from those pools. And that's what's exciting. People don't realize the excitement of having a pool. I'm so glad our CEO added this to our compensation plan. We were in another company that 3-4 years in, this pool represented $3 to $4 million a year just from the pools alone. So I can see big things. I already said we are going to be the biggest African-American woman-owned cannabis business in the world. And so we know these revenue pools are going to grow, and grow, guys. I'm excited, you can tell. So again, the Diamond Lifestyle, all active diamonds receive a monthly car bonus starting at $500 a month. That's exciting now. And you know, once you hit a rank, you will not lose the title of that rank, but you have to hit that number every month. But in the company we participated in before, I have never hit and consistently stayed at a rank in the company before, like I have in the company before we were in this one. So what I'm saying is, once you hit a rank in the world of CBD, you continue to hit that rank or go above it. So don't be afraid of saying, oh, I'm going to hit diamond and next month I'm not. No, your business is going to grow and you don't want to stop growing. In our first year, we want to go hard at this so we can set the foundation for our business so we can just blow it up. So once you get that car allowance, you want to continue to have that car allowance. And it's just about doing your daily method of operation. And I promise you, it's not hard, but you have to be consistent with it. It's the compound effect. I have my team hitting the Sapphire Blitz, reading The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. It's about doing that same thing until it becomes habit. And habit, it just starts happening. You just start hitting that $100,000 every month, and it didn't seem like it was hard at all, but you were consistent in building your business. Consistent. And whatever consistent and whatever number it is you want to hit every month, then put it out there. Maybe it isn't up to 100,000. Maybe it's just that, hey, I want to rank every month as Sapphire. That's up to you. But once you say it, hit it, and stay with it. For those of you that want to continue to rank, just do a little more. But if you do it consistently, the business will grow a life of its own. And I'm telling you, you just must be consistent. And then look at this, Live WaKanna. Live WaKanna, 2020 trip to the motherland. To qualify for our annual trip, you must achieve diamond status for at least 2 consecutive months or qualify through travel points. And I'm sure our CEO is going to talk about those travel points. I know before in another company, we used travel points and we traveled. We had a good time. And this, I know, is going to be a phenomenal trip to take 100 people to the motherland of Africa. Diamond Lifestyle Rewards. So, features and benefits. I need to take 1 minute and go get me a glass of water. I'll be right back. So, okay, the features and benefits of WaKanna. The features are a real path to business ownership. We just talked about our first uh, um, opening to people that have being able to buy units would be ending on May 15th. Guys, people have been calling all day long. It's exciting when people want to be a part and have ownership in their own business. And here at WaKanna, you're able to do that. You can also be your own boss. Dispensary opportunities. I know Senator Pat talked about the minimum in owning a dispensary is $1 million. And guess what they're going to sell at that dispensary? They're going to sell vape oil. They're going to sell vape pens. They're going to sell gummies. They're going to sell tinctures. They're going to sell water solubles. Guess what? They're going to sell everything that we have in our store. And what are we asking for? $998 to be able to participate in every income stream that we have. And those people that have that $1 million headache, and that's minimum, they don't even have the advantages that we have, guys. They're not leveraging other people. You know, as they're building their business, they're not bringing partners on to leverage income. That's the only way you'll become wealthy. Trusted team of advisors, travel and car perks, the benefits, controlling your time and money, earning extra money, spending more time with your family, which is priceless, having more fun. I love having fun. Friendships, personal development, and unlimited wealth potential. So, to recap, to get your business started, the best way that we offer here at WaKanna is your Crown Jewel Dispensary for $998 that contains everything that you need to operate and benefit from every income stream. Personal use. That's the personal dispensary where you can use it, have your family and friends probably take some products and test or buy them, and you have your own personal testimony. Or the online business, and that is your 30-day test drive with $0 upfront. You get the 30-day online store and the master key. But remember, on day 31, it's over. You got to make a decision. And hopefully you have earned some money and you know that you can do this and figure out what is best for you. And you're able to decide which option works best for you. There are usually 3 types of people you're going to have when you're presenting and sharing this opportunity. You're going to have your customers. That's going to be your personal use dispensary. You're going to have questions. And then number 3 is ready to start. Those people that want that crown jewel dispensary. WaKanna is destined to make a global impact on the world. And so have you ever been at the right place at the right time? It is time for you to make that decision. Most of you have made the decision to be here. That's why you're here. But you got to go out and share this with absolutely everybody that you know. And so we're just going to go over a few general rules and terminology. We want you to know, people want to know, well, what do I call myself? Well, an online store owner is a member who registers for a free online store. When a member purchases a personal use store, they are also given this title. A certified online store owner, once a member with a free website purchases admission to WaKanna University for $199, they are promoted to certified online store owner. They will have 30 days to take and pass the test to maintain that title. Our team will manually reverse the titles. Members who purchase the full store for $9.98 are automatically upgraded to this status. Now, online store broker, those are members who sign up to become a broker for $99. When a member purchases the personal use store, they are also given this title for only 30 days. An online store broker doesn't have to have a website, but can opt to just give away an unlimited amount of websites. Brokers are provided a master key code that allows them to set up an unlimited amount of people with a 30-day free website. Brokers who select to have a website are not required to register for WaKanna University and will earn level 2 commissions for life on all websites they give away. They can access level 3 commissions if they register for an online website and complete a monthly $75 order or customer retail sales each month to stay qualified for level 3. Now, in order for you to give out websites and leverage that 15%, that is what a broker is really getting. He's leveraging the overriding of sales done on those sites that he's given away. If you are a full crown jewel store owner, that automatically comes with it. If you just want to leverage the websites that you give away and earn 15% of commissions of sales on that site, and that's all you want to do, then you are a broker that pays $99 a year to stay active as a broker. Certified online store brokers are members who sign up to become a broker and also attend WaKanna University and pass the certification. Members who purchase the full store for $9.98 are also granted this title and access. Now, we have a position called Pearl, and a Pearl is an online store broker who has bid between $2,000 and $4,999 or more in combined group volume. That's a Pearl, and a Pearl can count up to 75% of the volume from one leg. So just think of it, if two people on one leg, they sponsored someone that bought a full dispensary, and that person sponsored someone that bought a full dispensary, and the person themselves bought a full dispensary, they are a Pearl in our organization, okay? And then the next level is a Jade, and that's an online store broker who has between $5,000 and $9,099 in combined group sales. Jades can count up to 60% of the volume from any one leg. So I'm sure there are a lot of Pearls and Jades out there. When we get the sites up and all the things that we have in place, we will list those Pearls, those Jades, those Sapphires, those Rubies. You will see yourselves, and we will definitely congratulate, because we're so proud and excited that you're participating in our business and moving to those different ranks. Now, Sapphires, as we said before, are online store brokers who have between $10,000 and $24,999.99 in combined group volume. Again, the 50% rule applies. They have to have at least two legs to do that. Ruby is an online store broker who has between $25,000 and $49,999.99 in combined group sales, and the 50% rule applies. And Emerald is an online store broker who has between $50,000 and $999,000, 1 penny away from $100,000. That is an Emerald, and you have to do that in your combined group, and the 50% rule applies. Now, when you get to Diamond 1 Star, again, it's an online store broker who has between $100,000 and $1 shy of 250,000. I mean, 1 penny shy of 250,000, and that is the 1/3 rule applies. Diamond 2-star is 250,000 and 1 penny shy of 500,000. That is, and the 1/3 rule applies. Diamond 3-star, 500,000, 1 penny shy of 750,000 gives you the diamond 3-star, and the 1/3 rule applies. Diamond 4 is 750,000 up to 1 penny shy of $1 million, and the 1/3 rule applies. And Diamond 5-star is $1 million in combined group volume in 1 calendar month, and the 1/3 rule applies. I'm so glad all of you are here in the beginning. We're going to see how long it takes for that to happen. But I do know one thing, it will happen for sure. So your retail prices and your retail commissionable volume, your retail price on the Nano Pure is $89.95, but your retail commissionable volume is $75 on a 15 mil. $34.95, but the retail commissionable volume is $30. Okay, and you can see these numbers, $149, but the retail commissionable volume is $115. On the $299 Pure, which is 2,200 milligrams of nano CBD, the commissionable volume is 200. And the nano hempranium, this is great to use as your tinctures. It provides 98.7% bioavailability, and that's coming soon, very, very soon. Your nano water soluble, this is great for infusing into beverages and foods. Shake well before each use to ensure the maximum amount of hemp in every drop. And product might separate in between uses, so you're always going to be shaking that well. And guys, that is just a phenomenal product. And then the nano culinary, which you will be baking with or cooking with, this is perfect for baking, cooking, or you can tincture it also. It provides 98.7% bioavailability. There are no added flavors, making it perfect for infusing into your favorite recipes. Always cook on low heat and bake 350 degrees Fahrenheit. That's coming soon also. Retail prices on your commissionable volume, $79 for our Power Hempranium. It's a $65 retail commissionable volume. On the Power Water Soluble, it's a $70 retail commissionable volume. And on our Power Black Power, it is $60 retail commissionable volume. As well as our gummies, our bigger gummies, our big packs of gummies are coming soon also. I know edibles are one of the hottest things out there. I tell you already, you're going to make a ton of money on these edibles. I will always help keep extra edibles on hand because they're just going to go so fast, and you want to have them to give people. And so qualifying for level 4 overrides as a Ruby, let's go. The individuals earn level 4 overrides, and level 4 overrides are paid on the 15th of the following month, okay? So if you're making money in May, your level 4 overrides are paid by the 15th of June. And as a Sapphire, your online store brokers who have between 10,000 and 20 penny shy of 25,000 in combined group sales, the 50% rule applies, goes down to the Ruby. All of these are paid on the 15th of the month. Qualifying for level 5 overrides, that would be your diamonds. Again, as you go down, you open the door for overrides. These individuals earn level 5 overrides. Level 5 overrides are 2 paid on the 15th of the following month. As you see, the online store brokers who have done between 25,000 and a penny shy of 50,000. The 50% rule applies, but these are how you get paid on level 5. And so the last thing I'd like to share before I finish, and I tried to be a little over an hour, but I know our CEO is going to take us home on her training. But I'd like to talk about upgrades, refills, and partial payments. So on your upgrade option, we will offer an upgrade option from personal stores to full dispensaries. Since $299 was paid for the personal store, paying an additional $699 will upgrade the store owner to a full dispensary status, and they will receive 2 more personal stores plus the toolbox. And that's one option. So if you got started with your personal store and you said, oh, I see what everybody else saw, and I think I want to go on and get started with that full dispensary, well, you can upgrade. You just pay the difference of $699. Now, the next option we have is our 50% down payment. Store owners will also have the option of paying 50% down on a full dispensary upfront. They will receive the toolbox and 1 personal dispensary. So when they pay the balance, they will receive the remaining 2 personal dispensaries. But they will have the benefits of that full store from day 1. And then on your refill, your dispensaries, we have added a refill dispensary. We've talked about that. This will be 100% product only, available to the people who have purchased a full dispensary. Refill your full dispensary, and you also get travel points. Those travel points are going to be coming soon, and you can probably use them on our WaKanna trip to South Africa. So with that being said, guys, I hope you understand your compensation plan a lot better. I hope that you go out there and rank, because it means what? More money, more money. And I'm just excited about what we can all do and accomplish and change the legacy of our families' lives. And so with that being said, I'm going to give it back to Kathy, our host, and I truly appreciate all that you do, Kathy. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Phyllis. You broke it down. Julie Brown, you broke it down. It's fantastic. You're right. I'm excited about how many ways you get paid in this company too. And I know that everybody else on the line is excited because now they know that they have made the right decision when it comes to being able to take advantage of what we have here at WaKanna. So without any further ado, I am going to go ahead and bring up our next presenter. This woman has been a friend and a mentor for almost 13 years to me. She actually introduced marketing to me, and I met her through some other friends. And I'm telling you, in this business, when you're with people, it's about the relationships. And so through one relationship, I began to have a great relationship with this woman. She is a retired corporate executive. She is the CEO of WaKanna and featured in Success from Home magazine. She's a best-selling author. She is actually MVP of the last 3 companies that she participated in and built an international team in over 46 countries. She's a social media strategist, and you will love the strategies that she is about to embark on you, because she's been able to build a Facebook fan base of over 55,000 Facebook fans. So wouldn't you love to be able to have that type of following? Well, Melissa Boston Atoyebe has that. This woman, the VIP of everything that she's done, that makes her a very important professional, a very important partner, and our very important person, CEO of WaKanna, Miss Melissa Boston Atoyebe. Please take it away.
Oh, wow, Kathy, and you even got my last name right. Good job. Wow, what an amazing certification. I mean, first I was blown away yesterday with Dr. Pat and Dr. Rita, And Phyllis, oh my goodness, you just shut it down. What an amazing job you've done, just really illustrating to everyone the power of our compensation plan. And Kathy, you are absolutely the most amazing hostess. We just thank you and so grateful for you and just appreciate that introduction. So I'm excited because this is our official first WaKanna University certification. So you all represent, those who are here with us at the beginning stages as the company is still in its infancy. And so I'm excited and very passionate tonight about delivering our social media certification. When you think about social media, many times, people get intimidated with just learning one or two, but there are dozens and dozens of different types of ways we can connect. It can almost be overwhelming and it can be very intimidating. And so tonight we're going to hopefully help you keep it simple, really show you the things that have worked best for us and really give you a pathway to really accelerate your business no matter where you feel you're at right now. Because so many times we meet people and they tell us, I've tried business after business and nothing has ever worked for me. Why will this be different? And I can just tell you that, we've all been there where you're at right now. And the power of social media, we can immediately access, millions of people, in fact, billions of people, and really change the trajectory of your business, change the trajectory of your life. It's so exciting when I have a chance to travel to Vegas and different places and meet some of the social media stars who are out there just crushing it. And a lot of times when I meet them, I'm always taken aback because some of them are 23, 22, right? We know that for many of us, we weren't born into this language of social media. We feel like immigrants, right, into this foreign land. But then we see our kids, right, our grandkids, and they just treat this like it's their native tongue, right? Because that's the era in which they were born into. And so just know that if you sometimes feel a little bit frustrated or intimidated by a lot of this social media, you're not alone. And so the purpose of our certification is to really walk you through it. Know we're going to record this tonight. Know that you're not expected to master all of this in one night. So what's exciting is once you actually purchase your full dispensary or you pay your $199, you can take this course over and over and over. You can have access to unlimited, plays of this course over and over. So what we do know is this: while tonight for many of you might seem overwhelming, right? Just know that as you continue with us, we truly know we can actually make you a social media professional. I've witnessed it over and over. I've seen people who at the beginning stages were very intimidated, but it didn't take long before they started growing their own fan base, sometimes of 10,000, 15,000 people, and they were able to go out there and change their life. And I know that over time, that will happen to you as well. So tonight's course, we're going to cover why social media. We're going to talk about prospecting and this whole acronym we call chat. And so many of this will appear on the test. And so hopefully tonight you can take pictures. In fact, there's a way you can screenshot by looking at the actual webinar. There's a little camera area. You click that. That's going to take an image of the actual screen. If you don't know how to figure that out, just grab your smartphone and snap away anytime you see a slide that you really want to make sure that you master that information, or anytime I just tell you that that is going to be on the test, okay? And so that's something we're going to cover. Branding you. How do you brand yourself? How do you set up your Facebook? How do you advertise? How do you interview? What's that language? In fact, posting the right content is so critical. In fact, how would you like to have content that attracts people to you, attracts people to your brand? We're going to learn that and so much more. In fact, when you're certified, it actually pays. In fact, not only are you going to become certified as a WaKanna-preneur, I mean, that is a mouthful, right? That alone requires a special certification. But you're also going to receive a signed certificate from WaKanna University and these amazing instructors. And so when you're out there showcasing your brand and out there really trying to distinguish yourself from other people out there that are in the CBD space, this is going to be a very important tool that you're going to be able to print and carry with you as just a representation that you're going above and beyond what the average person has done in the space of CBD and cannabis. Consulting opportunities. Do you know that the information I'm sharing tonight, do you know that people have actually paid thousands and thousands of dollars for it, and it comes with your $9.98? In fact, as a social media strategist, I've been offered, jobs and career, consulting companies, right? And guess what? I've turned them all down, right? Because I always consider myself as the CEO of my life. In fact, I couldn't believe when I came out of retirement to be the CEO of another cannabis company around 18, 19 months ago. But I'm so proud and so excited that now we've launched WaKanna, and I'm truly honored and humbled to represent as your CEO. But consulting opportunities will come when you are a professional and you're out there networking, letting them know what you're able to do as it relates to social media. You're able to control your income. How exciting is that, right? Where you can set the pace and earn as much as you could dream if you're willing to do the work behind it and learn and master social media. And so that means earning more money. I mean, wouldn't you love an instant pay raise? Wouldn't you love the idea of earning money in your sleep and really being able to participate in that revenue share and earn those trips to South Africa and all around the world just because you got certified and you were really able to master your business and take it to the next level? Well, first, we always have to learn the rules, right? And so there are some very important rules when it comes to marketing cannabis. And so I want to really emphasize the fact that when it's cannabis, even though we know we're dealing with CBD, and our THC is less than 0.3%, it's very important that you're not marketing cannabis products to minors, especially on any social media outlet or any time in general, right? Do not infringe on the trademarks of other brands, right? Whether they're a part of the cannabis industry or another industry. You want to avoid Facebook jail. I can't tell you how many people that I know literally ended up in Facebook jail because they weren't willing to get the training to become a professional. They weren't willing to invest the thousands of dollars that it really takes to become a professional. But the good news is because you have access to us, we're unleashing thousands of dollars worth of knowledge to you complimentary. And as you keep continuing on and on, you're going to learn more and more. Do not spam your friends, your family, and your prospects. So many times people join a business. They see they have 500 friends on Facebook and immediately they want to just start inboxing them, right? And so there's ways to do this the right way so that you attract people and don't repel people from your brand. Your website link, that means when you have your own individualized replicated website, I want you to really think about that as a gift, okay? And if it's a gift, it means you have to bless people, right? And don't just take this gift, and water it away, by just throwing it out to any person who you see out there on Facebook. That's how you devalue your business. This is a gift that can change lives, a gift that could literally help someone, really control their future. And so you want to utilize this as a blessing, okay? And so make sure that you're courteous with this gift and bless those who ask for more information. When you do it the right way, you're going to learn your business is going to accelerate. So many times people will tell me how they're doing it, and then they're like, well, that's how I'm doing it. But my question is, are you making six figures doing it? And if you're not making six figures doing it, if you're not even making five figures doing it, it just basically means you got to think about your business in this sense. All the best knowledge you've learned so far has gotten you where you're at right now. So we have to be willing to unlearn the negative ways we've learned to do our business and redo it the right way so that we get positive results, okay? And again, we avoid Facebook jail. Now, I can't guarantee you that you'll never end up in Facebook jail, but what I can tell you is as a Facebook marketing pro, as a social media strategist, I've never been in Facebook jail because I've learned to do this business the right way and treat it like a profession. Now, obviously, you can go out there and do traditional marketing. I know many times you hear about newspapers and magazine and radio and TV, and there's definite opportunities out there to do that. Now, obviously, because of the various regulations and rules right now with federal and state laws, there are very strict regulations on cannabis. And so oftentimes, if you're looking for more traditional ways to do this, you might have to find alternative newspaper and print outlets that might not have the traditional type of business structure, and they're more open to cannabis type businesses, okay? And so it's important, though, that let's say you go out there and find a cannabis magazine to start working with or a cannabis focused newspaper, that you don't let your message get lost in the fact that there's so many others out there saying the exact same thing. So that's the one disadvantage when you go with the audience where it's already talking about cannabis. And so just know there's pros and cons to doing it every single way. And so find the right media outlet, right, that works for you if you just, again, want to stay traditional, right? When you think about, magazines versus newspaper, think about how fast you are to throw away a newspaper. You might hold a newspaper for a few days. And a lot of times people are doing digital newspapers. I can't tell you the last time I purchased a newspaper, but I do know people still purchase newspapers, right? And so if that's something you want to do, just know it has a very short shelf life. A glossy magazine, however, you might carry that around for months, some people even years, some people decades, right? And so that could be a better source for those who want to do this more the traditional route. In fact, I think social media is kind of becoming the traditional route. But again, we know that there are some people on the line who want to understand there's other ways that you can do it in the event social media is just not something you're going to engage in. So look also into complementary magazines. That basically means products that might focus on cigars, wine, and beer. Those are products that you might really find an easier way to get into those type of magazines. Now, it's also hard to measure success if you're trying to do radio outlets. So we now use podcasts. And so I would just encourage you that if you are using a lot of the old traditional methods, there are some new formulas like podcasts. In fact, even YouTube. YouTube's a very affordable option for those who really want to get into, videos and things of that nature. And so definitely find the right media outlet. Digital marketing. It's also important that you engage in digital marketing. Digital marketing is basically all types of web-based electronic communication. And this is Joe Davis. We're on our first WaKanna University. Joe, I'll call you back. Website, blog, search engine optimization, advertisement, and email marketing. Those are all different types of digital marketing outlets. And so you're going to hear this whole terminology now. Digital marketing. Now you know exactly what it means. And so developing your digital content, right? Because we know that content is king. So these are blogs, infographics, videos, and other compelling media for your brand. See, the more you're creating content that is viewed and shared, the more your brand is exposed to a new audience. And so now that you've heard a little bit of some of the introduction and some of the things that you just need to know, now I want to get into some very specific subjects that we are going to cover tonight. And one of them is why social media in the first place, right? And so when you think about social media, you can also think about it in terms of a colder market, right? I can't say it's all the way cold, but it's definitely a cold market in some sense, because some of the people that you will meet on Facebook, you might not know. But a lot of times what you're noticing is even though you might not know them, they might be a friend of a friend. So that warms them up some. So it's not exactly cold, but here's the reality. We know that the cold market is especially helpful for those who have burned through their warm market. We call that the no friends left club. In fact, it's never ending. Billions and billions of prospects are available and they don't know your history. See, it's a great place to practice because you will rarely will ever have to see them again. So if you mess up on it, guess what? It's not the end of the world. Just go on to the next. And remember the training that Dr. Pat gave yesterday about that monkey brain, right? I'm like, okay, after hearing that, I said, you know what? No excuses, guys. We definitely want to make sure we're using the right portion of our brain. And so why most businesses fail? Businesses fail because they lack people and they lack skill. See, if we can help you solve those things right there, that would immediately help you to take your business to the next level. So what does it mean to find people? It means learning how to prospect, okay? In fact, the skill of inviting is an invaluable skill that can help you earn millions of dollars. I know people that may not be great presenters, but they're master inviters, which means they are really good at getting people in front of the presentation. If you can just get really good at getting people in front of the presentation, do you think that would absolutely take your business to the next level? You better believe it. But here's one of the biggest reasons people fail. It's because they fail to adapt. They fail to go out and learn new skills. And so tonight, you're learning a new skill. When we're learning a new skill, Oftentimes we get overwhelmed and our mind wants to shut down, right? But just know that what's going to separate you, what's going to help you to achieve a level of success that most people will never achieve is because you're willing to get through that initial doubt, that initial fear, and push through and say, no matter what, I'm going to learn this new skill, even if it takes me a year. If it took you a year to become a social media professional where you can control your income and earn life-changing money, would that be worth it? Absolutely. So just think about this, folks. I read something and it talked about the fact that over 5-year period, any of us could become an expert on any subject we choose to. It just takes enough time invested in the right direction. So what I believe is there's going to be some of you on the line tonight. They're going to make up your mind to stick with this. And over the next year, over the next 5 years, you will become the social media experts and strategists of the future, because we know the world is changing. See, the largest communication tool, right? We basically now are building our business from the palm of our hands. So we have the power to earn income from wherever we have access to Wi-Fi. Think about Uber and Airbnb and Amazon. They dominate. Look at Uber. I mean, more, the largest transportation company in the world, but they don't own the vehicles. Think about Airbnb. They don't own the homes, but they're the largest provider of housing and hotel accommodations, right? Amazon, right? They now have some privately labeled products, but at the end of the day, they became worth over $100 billion without having any product that they owned. So just know the world is changing. See, formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. And so with Facebook, right? The reason why we're focused on Facebook, right? This offers a lot of options, right? From custom tabs to integration with other social media platforms. In fact, think of Facebook as like a mini version of your website. You can post your location, hours of operation, updates, share articles and other items you find valuable. Now, we're going to get into some specific Facebook training today, but I do want to take a moment just to share with you some other tools out there, like Twitter. What's the purpose of Twitter? Twitter offers real-time messaging, 140 characters at a time. In fact, it allows you to post news updates and share articles, announce your deals and specials. Imagine if you had 5,000 followers on Twitter and there was a special deal that was happening on the website. And when you see the back office capabilities of the site we are introducing, this feature will blow your mind, okay? You can propose questions to your followers. Instagram is really image driven. It's really popular among the cannabis community. So you can share beautiful pictures of your products and business. In fact, with the millennials, this is really where they're going. A lot of them have kind of turned out of Facebook and now they're going more just towards Instagram. So if you're not on Instagram, I encourage you to get on Instagram. YouTube. This is great for driving video marketing efforts. In fact, when you think about YouTube, they also have a feature that's called YouTube Live that actually receives more views than Facebook Live. And so if you're not utilizing YouTube, you're definitely missing out. In fact, you might have noticed last night we launched our YouTube page. In fact, we already launched our very first video at midnight. And the last time I checked, we already had a few hundred views in just a very short period of time. So if you haven't had a chance to go to YouTube and check out WaKanna for Life, make sure you share that video and make sure you subscribe to our channel so that you can be up to date on all the latest and greatest happening with WaKanna. Google Plus. Now, Google Plus isn't the most popular, but it's definitely worth a little bit of attention. See, each time you have a Google Plus post, it has a very unique URL. So your content can actually rank in search engines, giving your brand more visibility. And when it comes to content, when it comes to your brand, it's all about visibility. In fact, there was a social media expert who was looking up our previous company, and they were also looking up our current company. And they were like, wow, Melissa, you definitely must be a social media strategist, because when I put the names of those companies in, you're the one who comes up at the top of the ranks. Why? Because you have to go out there and know how to do this correctly, right? And so Vine is a short form of video sharing that's becoming popular as well. In fact, the millennial, I know that they're using this one like crazy. It's really short videos. If you haven't had a chance to at least download this, I would encourage you to at least download the app. It looks very similar to Vimeo, right? But it's a V just like Vimeo, but the difference is it has that little curve at the top, and that represents Vine. LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is the professional's social media platform. It's ideal for posting business updates, job openings, and finding business communities in your niche to partner with or negotiate deals. And so if you're looking for business-minded people, LinkedIn is a great place to start. Some other tips. So now that you're starting to open up to getting on social media, there's some tips that's going to be important to know. You want to really engage with your audience when they reach out. See, this reinforces a positive association that you are truly listening to what they have to say. And also, too, don't just be stuck on a certain way of doing things. Be open to the feedback of your community and notice which posts that you're posting are getting the most positive feedback and where you're getting the most engagement, right? And so let the feedback guide your data and post content that's really resonating with your audience, okay? Also, too, when you think about your brand, right? Your brand represents you. And see, here's the reality. You cannot go out there and sell a dream when you're looking like a nightmare and you're all over the place. A lot of times people don't take the time to really figure out their brand, and they change it constantly, and they confuse their audience, and they turn their audience off. So the tone of your brand is important. If your brand is normally upbeat, friendly, guess what? That's your brand. But if it's supposed to be very serious in business tone, right? Just know that you might be attracting a certain audience. Then when you start to deviate and go in a whole new direction, be prepared to lose some of that audience, right? And so just know that everything you do is branding you. Poll your audience. Find out things that they're most interested in so that you can start looking up and researching things that really appeals to your audience. Make sure you're using hashtags for better message visibility, but don't go overkill. You don't have to post 30 hashtags every time you post, but definitely use hashtags because they definitely will give your messaging so much better visibility. And so now let's look at some Facebook facts, because for the purpose of tonight, we're going to really focus a lot on Facebook. For those of you who really get serious and ready to go to the next level, we're going to have advanced courses. And those advanced courses are really going to have certain things there that can help accelerate you in many other areas. For the sake of a basic certification, we want to lay the groundwork for what we know works and what we know duplicates. And so when you think about this, if you just mastered what we shared tonight and help your team to master it, you can go out there and create a 6-figure business. In fact, a 7-figure revenue business and a minimum of a 6-figure income business if you really went out there and put time and attention to it. Now, while we make no income claims or offer any guarantees, we do know for those who really roll up their sleeves and are really ready to go to work, the sky, is the limit, right? It's so many unlimited possibilities, okay? And so let's look at some Facebook facts. Now, when you think about the population of this world, right? We know the population of the world is just over 7 billion people. And when you look at the fact that Facebook has 2.38 billion active users, that blows my mind. I mean, we're talking about close to a third of the world's population is on Facebook. So you have to have a Facebook presence if you want to really build a big social media business. Now that fact right there will be on the test, okay? So you might want to write that down. 65% of users log in every day. In fact, videos account for 0.9% of all posts, but 7.15% of all reach. That's another one that will be on the test in some form. It may not be exactly, but that concept you really need to understand. And what it's saying is people are more likely to engage with video than they are the written words, right? And so that's a very important point to know. So that's going to hopefully encourage you to do more videos. Also, videos with captions. Why is that? Because people who are watching videos and who are on Facebook, they're often at work. So they have to turn their volume down. So a caption allows them to read. You notice when we launched our new video, we launched the video with a caption. So all the words that are spoken are right there at the bottom. You're going to notice when we launch our video content, we're going to always put those words there, because even if somebody's at work where they cannot listen, but they want to watch, right, they can do so. Now, we don't encourage you to watch WaKanna at work, right? But it's just interesting that that's when people typically watch videos. Landing pages that work, right? How would you like to really create a landing page that actually helps to attract the right type of people? And when you're on Facebook, that's one of the things that's truly important. And then a call to action. How do you structure your call to action in a very subtle way that it gets the right result? So that's important. And so now this is a fun part, because I get to actually teach you how you can get clients begging to work with you. How would you love it, right? If people were at your door, knocking on your door, right? In fact, I have to apologize to anyone right now trying to connect with me. In fact, I have so many people saying, hey, I want to sign up into WaKanna. Hey, Melissa, hey, send me your link. Hey, how do I sign up? What's the process? These are personal people to me that I could be recruiting, but we've been so busy. How would you love it to have dozens of people at your door knocking, wanting to work with you? We can help you do just that. In fact, I remember so vividly, even in my previous business, right, where I had a lot more time because I was building that business from scratch, right? And so I remember just having days, right, where I would open up my Facebook inbox and people would be asking me, how do I get or become a distributor in Nigeria? Do you see this lady right here? In fact, she went on and asked me even more. In fact, she went on to say, hey, listen, I'm a great networker. I'm going to go buy that real quick because I didn't block out her contact details. We're going to show you real quick. So don't you guys go contact her, okay? But basically what she's saying in that message is, here's my contact details. I've actually built many downlines. Please let me be your leg in Lagos. I mean, how would your business change, right? If people were just knocking on your inbox, wanting to join your team, how do you do that, right? In fact, when you build your page the correct way, in fact, let's say you decide to go and get a business page. Initially, for today's training, we're going to encourage everyone to first work within your personal page, which means don't go out and get a business page. But at some point, as your brand starts building, it's going to be great to have what they call a business page or fan page. Why? Because on your personal page, you're limited to 5,000 friends. But on your fan page, on your business page, you can go to millions, okay? And so for me, I went out and built a personal business. I built a business page, okay? And because my business page became very popular, people would be inboxing me, not just to join my business, but they also were inboxing me because they wanted to sponsor products on my page where they would charge me. And so just know that social media is a way that you can actually build a business, but there's so many revenue streams through social media that it's just exciting. In fact, this particular person, when I decided to kind of go in a different direction, I had built my anti-aging page really, really big. And then I was deciding to go in a different direction. I wanted to go into the cannabis space. And so I wasn't posting, I wasn't as active on my page. And so people would inbox me. And this is an example of one of them, who said, hey, I'm interested in buying your Facebook fan page, right? Because they noticed that I wasn't as active as I was before. And they were also in the same field of anti-aging, right? And so how cool would that be if people could reach out to you for business? Here's another one. This is Helen Samuel. She said she lives in Benue State, Nigeria. I want to start this business. See, when I first got started in that other business, we were launching in Nigeria. And so I went out and ran an ad targeting Nigeria. And you can do the exact same thing. What's exciting as we build this business right now, we're just here in the United States. But as we go into other countries, what's so powerful, many of the countries around the world, cannabis isn't even legal yet. So can you imagine when you take these techniques that we're going to teach you and eventually are able to build business in dozens of countries all around the world? In fact, have people inbox you and make comments on your post asking about your products and how they can actually purchase them even in Japan. In fact, this lady says, I want to join as a wholesale distributor. I live here in Japan. How much for the price for Japan money? In fact, just imagine people even on your personal page. Melissa Boston, what are you into these days? I want to be involved. The point is, we have to build our brand so big, folks, that you start to attract the masses. And now people are knocking at your door wanting to do business with you. And so you'll notice here, I have it highlighted in that black box. It says 55,000 people. So that represents my business page with over 55,000 people from probably around 60 countries around the world. And what's so powerful, folks, is I want you to think about the future and how unlimited it's going to be when you master these things. In fact, I want to also show you the budget that I utilize to achieve all that. Because a lot of times people think, oh, I can just go out and I can just hire a company and I can just have them give me fake fans, right? You never want to do that. Why? Because when you do that, that means you're not going to make money, because those are just kind of like computer generated people, right? You want to make sure you have authentic people that are on your page because they want to be on your page. And so the way reputable companies do it, the way the big companies do it, even celebrities do it this way, they go out and find people that just might want to connect with their brand by putting special posts and messages out there. And by doing it that way, you're getting people that are saying, hey, I want to be connected with your brand. So you're more likely to get those people not only connected with your brand, but they're going to buy from you. They're going to not only buy from you, but many of them are going to join your business. So you have to do it the right way. Now, doing it the right way could cost you. And if you do it wrong, it can cost you a lot of money. That's why, for me, it was important to take the classes, spend the thousands of dollars up front so that I can learn how to master this and be a professional and not waste thousands of dollars out the door. And so what you're going to notice is by strategically posting and doing it the right way, I was able to start getting engagement with people, sometimes for 2 cents, for 3 cents, right? In fact, if you ever take the class on these type of things, some of the classes are $900, some of them are $4,000. But one of the things they'll tell you is your goal is to be around 10 cents. And that's if you're really, really good at it, right? If you're not that great at it, if you're somewhere between 30 to 40 cents, you're doing decent. In fact, some of the classes even tell you at 60 cents, you're doing okay, right? And so for me, that wasn't good enough, right? I always wanted to make sure whatever I was doing, I really took it to the next level by following the class to the T. And I was able to get it down to sometimes penny engagements. Over time, when it averaged out, it would usually double up to 2 cent engagements. But 2 cents is really powerful. And that basically means I was able to connect through Facebook with over 608,000 people that genuinely said, hey, I look at your brand and I want to be a part of it. So they volunteered to click on it to say, hey, I like what I see. And now when you have those type of people that you're connected with, what happens is you build a real business. And you notice it says $2,540. So for the past 10 years, that's the budget I spent. Not per year, but cumulatively, which means just a few $100s a year to build a business that generated millions of dollars in sales and 6-figure lifestyle all day long. And so we can show you how to do that as well. In fact, if you go through, you can see other different things about the different campaigns. What I often did is if I found something wasn't working, let's say maybe I was paying 22 cents or 29 cents, I would stop it, right? Because if I wasn't under 10 cents, I felt like that's just not, it's wasting my time, right? And so just know that if you have already been in the business of trying to run ads, that's an advanced course that we can actually give you the time and the attention you need to take it to the next level. If you're new to Facebook, if you're just trying to learn the basic things, just know that ads are not something you're gonna have to worry about right now. Now, in this basic certification, we will cover at the end of this a quick overview on how to run an ad so that you can at least watch this over and over till you feel comfortable enough to run an ad. But for those of you who really need that hand holding and you really want someone to be there by your side every step of the way, just know we have options for that as well. And so now what I want to do is get into the power of online events. Now, what is an online event? It basically means if you come up with an idea, and maybe that idea is Pink Rush, like we've done multiple times, huge success. The 420 conference, another great idea, right? Well, you can market those conferences online, allowing the opportunity for your conference or for your event to go viral and to get exposed to people all over Facebook, right? And so I'm going to show you the power of online events. And so anytime you're doing an event, just know you can even do an online watch party where you're just going to showcase your products. Maybe you have purchased your full dispensary, you're at home, and you want to just invite some people to take a look at a party that you're going to do right there on the internet. You know, online parties are really fun and they're very trendy. So just know there's so many opportunities. What I'm going to do is really show you the power and why you need to put your events online. So when you're on Facebook, okay, you're going to notice to the far left, you see that event calendar, right? So once you click on events, you can actually click the button that says create an event. And so when you create the event, what I encourage you to do first is to make sure you've also went to Eventbrite. So write down Eventbrite, make sure you get an account with Eventbrite. Anytime you're using Eventbrite, never say the word CBD, never say the word cannabis, never say the word infusing if you're serving actual food, right? Because they're going to assume that it's something to do with edibles, and that is what they call illegal on Eventbrite. So there's very specific rules. So if you have any questions, what I encourage you to do is when you see our events that we've posted, we love you to copy us, okay? A lot of times people don't realize in a business like this, you can copy whatever we do, right? Whatever we post, copy it. I mean, that's so powerful when you can just not try to reinvent the wheel, but just copy the stuff that we do. And so instead of you going out there trying to create your own Eventbrite, just go look at some of our previous events and just copy those. You can find those by literally going right inside of our WaKanna for Life group page and just click on some of those. What I will say is if you're not serving food, if you're not serving drinks, and if you're doing just general cannabis education, typically there's certain language you can put on Eventbrite and that will be fine. But anytime you're doing edibles, you have to really make sure you follow the rules and you have to do it the right way, because the worst thing that can happen to you is you launch an event and then your event gets shut down a few days into it, okay? And so just make that quick note so that you don't just start listening to what we tell you and then you go to Eventbrite and you get yourself in trouble, okay? And so now that you've got your Eventbrite link done, now that you're on Facebook, you can come here and create an event. And the reason why you want that Eventbrite link done first is as you're creating this event, it's going to ask you for the link. And so you want to go ahead and be able to link it to something, even if it's a free event. It's important, even if it's a free event, that you go out there and do it that right way. So 1 second, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get myself some water as well. One moment. Okay, there we go. But even if it's a free event, it's important because when you put it up on Eventbrite, you can actually take the time and put the tickets that are available for free. But it's a great way to keep track of the event. And it's also a great way to leverage Eventbrite's technology where they're going to keep reminding your guest of your event, which is why I love Eventbrite. So never just make a flyer, never just post an event on Facebook, always set up an Eventbrite because it's going to be very complementary to what you're doing on Facebook. So now that you're creating the event, you put the time, you put the address, you put the link, and now you're ready for that event to go live, okay? So this is an example of the power of an event, right? So we did our first Ladies of Cannabis conference in 2018. That was the Pink Rush. And so within just a few days, okay, this reached over 18,000 people. Over 311 people clicked for tickets and 648 people responded, okay? In fact, you're able to look to see who's going. You're able to look to see who's interested, right? They're able to go to Eventbrite. You notice right there above that little arrow, you see where it says tickets from $64.23 to $531.01. So the tickets were right there on Facebook, okay? In fact, if you keep looking, if you go to the far right where it says audience, it says women between 35 and 44 represented 40% of the ticket clicks. And so what's cool about Facebook is you can really start to see, you know, where you're getting the most engagement and where you're getting the most response for. Now, I will give you a warning. When you're doing a cannabis event, while you can put the event on Facebook, if you try to boost the event, if you try to advertise the event, you will run the risk of getting yourself shut down. So I don't advise boosting it. I don't advise advertising for it. You have to allow this to take a natural course on Facebook, which means put the event out there, start inviting people to the event, start sharing the event, and start encouraging people to share the event. Don't use the boosting tools, because right now Facebook allows you to say certain things, but they don't allow you to do paid advertisement when it comes to cannabis events, okay? But look at what happened. By the time this event was over, right? Do you know that it reached actually well over 100,000 people? But the last time I did a screenshot, it was 95,000 people. 4,000 people responded, and over 2,000 people clicked for tickets, okay? So we're talking about, we literally sold out of tickets in record time, and all we did was post an event on Facebook. We didn't do any paid advertisement. It was strictly word of mouth. And that's the power of why we have to utilize events when we are on Facebook, okay? It's a powerful way for us to go out there and do some powerful things and to connect with a lot of people. And you look at this, it says 544 people were going. Now, we only had 300 tickets, okay? So 544 people who were going, 3,800 said they were interested in going. And again, it was only 300 tickets for that event. And look at the messages, right? So when you put something out there that really attracts curiosity, when you are willing to be a pioneer, it was exciting because people were interested in knowing more about the organization. They were like, tickets are sold out. Can you pay at the door? Tickets are sold out. Will you release any more? I mean, we kept getting flooded with people, just asking us, how do they connect with us? How do they connect with our event? I mean, wouldn't it be something you would love if you could see your events flooded just like this is, folks? Will you pay attention and listen? Because eventually they start inboxing you. In fact, I looked at my inbox and it was just flooded again. They wanted to know what's included in the VIP. They wanted to know about being a vendor and the difference between the different tickets, right? And so just know that these events are so powerful. In fact, as I'm looking at some of these names, what was so cool is I know now many of them are a part of our team, right? So not only did they come to the event, but they actually joined, and now they're a part of this whole cannabis movement. What's also exciting when you go out there and do events, sometimes you're gonna have people that are connected with you who are some of your family and friends. In fact, this is what we call, I guess, an in-law, right? To the family, inboxing me, letting me know about the fact that they're looking for CBD for pain management, wanting more information. So what's exciting is you might do the event for one purpose, but it just becomes like a ripple effect, right? Where people start reaching out to you from all over the place. And then you're like me, you have so many people reaching out, you can't even keep up, right? So you have to hire somebody just to keep up with all the people that are trying to reach out. And so let's talk about chatting now, the power of the chat. This is definitely something that will be on your test. So make sure you take copious notes and you pay close attention. So what does chat mean? It means choose 10 friends a day, okay? In fact, it says chose there. It should say choose. So we're missing an O from that. So choose 10 friends a day. Hello. So you're going to say hello to those friends. In fact, let's just correct that right there because that is bothering me. Let's see, one moment. Okay. So we're going to say hello to those friends. We're going to ask them a question. What do you know about CBD, right? You can ask them many questions, right? I'm going to show you a question that I actually asked Dr. Rita when I was first getting started in cannabis. Wouldn't you love to find a Dr. Rita to have in your group, right? And so you can ask them questions about, CBD, questions about cannabis. What I always encourage people to do is when you're choosing friends, make sure you're paying attention to what's happening on their timeline. What are they talking about? So that when you're connecting with them, you don't sound like you're disconnected. You want to sound like you've been paying attention, right? Maybe you've noticed something that's happening in their life that you should give them a compliment for, or maybe you can ask a question about something that's happening. So stay connected and people will be more likely to respond. And so once you say hello, maybe you say something that connects both of you, just to say, hey, oh my goodness, it's so good to see you come up on my timeline. I know we went to school together, and I always just admired everything about you. Just do something, right, to really bridge that gap, because some of the people that you're going to be inboxing, you might not have talked to for a long time. So you don't want to just ask them, hey, what do you know about CBD? See, that's the question you ask after you say hello, build a little bit rapport, okay? And here's another great question. If there was a way you could get into the legal cannabis industry without any out-of-pocket expense, would you want to learn more? Now, here's another great way to know who to ask a question to. If you're posting things on cannabis, if you're making posts about WaKanna, right? And if people are liking and making comments, see, those are the people who you can inbox pretty direct questions. Hey, thank you for liking my post. Hey, thank you for making a comment. What do you know about CBD, right? And then they're gonna say, hey, this is what I know about it. Or what do you know about cannabis? What do you know about medical marijuana? Figure out what may be most appropriate for the very person you're targeting, right? Now, if they say yes, they want to learn more, or if they give you something really positive, you want to say, hey, I would love to invite you into our personal group, a private group, where you can actually learn more about what you just stated, right? And so that's a great way to do it. And then you want to tag them on the announcement video, okay? So what is chat? Chat is choosing those 10 friends a day, right? Saying hello, ask them a question. Once they respond, you then invite them to the group. And then when they're in the group, you're going to tag them on the announcement video. So this is definitely one you want to take a screenshot of, because this will absolutely be on the test. And I expect all of you to get that answer correctly, because we don't always give you a hint to let you know what's going to be on the test. But when there's something that's real obvious, we're going to point it out so that you can get an A+ on that test, right? And so now let's look at another scenario. So this is actually the approach that I made to Dr. Rita. The only difference is I approached her as the CEO. Since you will be approaching her as the person who you're targeting as a representative of our company, I reformulated the question to be appropriate for that, right? So let's say you're targeting someone who you really respect, who you've always thought there's ways, you wish there's ways to work together. And so that's what I did. I said, hey, Dr. Rita, I've always thought about ways we can work together. Recently, I became the CEO, but you'll say recently, I started working with the CEO of an organic CBD company that is non-MLM. They market their products through doctors, chiropractors, and nutritionists. What are your thoughts on CBD? This is the non-psychoactive version, the health without the high. Would like to sit and talk with you. All the best. Now, the reason why I made it a point to say that it's non-MLM, because when I was approaching her, I knew that she was representing another company that was in multi-level marketing space. And I knew that she knew me from multi-level marketing. So I wanted to make it clear to her that this was something different, so that there was no conflict of interest. Even if she still did that other company, there was no conflict, right? And so that's a great way to really take off the edge for people who might think whatever you're doing may be a conflict of what they're doing. And so with that said, let's go to the next one. So here's another way to generate great conversations with people on Facebook. And so when you think about Facebook, another way to look at Facebook is like a search engine where you can pretty much search for whatever you're looking for, right? You can search for people who live in Texas. You can search for people who live in Chicago. You can find people when you're trying to open up new markets and new cities. If you ever find that the search isn't coming up correct, just refine the search. Maybe you can narrow it down to Dallas or Houston, okay? In addition to that, when you notice right underneath the search bar, you're gonna see the word all, the word post, the word people, photo, videos, marketplace. When you first search for something, the all will be what's showing. But if you're trying to target people, you have to then take it from all and click on people. And so just know that they've really, increased the capacity in which how you can find whatever or whomever you're looking for. Even if you want to find people that are interested in, let's say, Avon or Mary Kay, right? It's so cool, the features and the functionality on Facebook. And what's really powerful is, again, while you might think the only way to find leads is through advertisement. Well, when you realize that Facebook is like a search engine, you can find leads through all sorts of ways. And even if you're not a friend with that person, but let's say you find some people and you have mutual friends with them. Like if I'm looking at this one right here, it says Amelia T. Davis, but it says I have 3 mutual friends with her. So even though I'm not friends, let's say I decide to reach out to her because I have an event going on in Houston, I can also let her know, wow, it seems like we have mutual friends, and that she came across my timeline as someone that I should know. After reviewing her profile, I would say that I agree, right? And so those are cool ways that you can start connecting with people, whether they're friends or not. What's also cool is when you put in people who live in whatever city or whatever state you're looking for, oftentimes the first few people, the first few dozen that show up are people that you're already friends with. And that makes it even easier because people are more likely to connect with people they already have something in common with. And whether or not you know each other personally, just the fact that you've been friends on Facebook is going to make them curious to want to learn more about you. Okay. Another thing you can search for on Facebook is our group page, our WaKanna group page right on Facebook. So hopefully each and every one of you are already members of our WaKanna group page. Now, if you're not a member of our WaKanna group page, or if you want to just send this out to a bunch of people so that they can go ahead and request entry into the group, you can write down www.facebook.com/groups/WaKanna. Now, what I encourage you to do, instead of just sending it out to people, I encourage you to actually invite them into the group. How do you invite them into the group? Once you're actually a member of the group, it's a closed group, so anyone can find it, but people can't see the activity generated inside the group, right? And so when you're inside the group, you're going to notice if you're on your laptop, an area to the right that says invite members, okay? Now remember, if you were using the chat formula, choosing 10 people, saying hello, asking a question, after you ask the question, that's going to determine whether you invite them in or not. So you're going to go here and go ahead and type the name of the people that have responded positively to you and go ahead and invite them into the group. Now, once you invite them into the group, it's going to be important that they accept their entry into the group. So you might also want to send them another follow-up message. Just let them know, per your conversation, you've invited them into the group to make sure they accept the invitation. Okay. And after you do that, now they're going to appear in the group. And once they're in the group, now I can teach you the 4th step of chatting, right? And the 4th step is you want to find our announcement video. And so if you look under announcements, you're going to notice this 5-minute video. Okay. And so when you see that 5-minute video, when we're off tonight, what I need to do is go ahead and put a welcome message there. So I'm going to make a note to put a welcome message there. We're moving so fast, I didn't even realize that there was no welcome message. So we're going to put a welcome message with some instructions. But the reality is, folks, you want to take this particular video and you want to just start making comments on this video. And the comment you're going to make on this video is the person's name. And you're going to say, like this person, Cora McDonald, she just says, hey, Sharon, this is what I was talking about, right? Hey, this is that video that I'm so excited about. Take a look. So what you have to do is once they've accepted, admission into the group, when you go then type their name into the comment, you might have to put the @ symbol in front of their name. Sometimes you can just type it in, but if you ever find that when you type their name in, their profile doesn't pop up, it means you have to adjust it and put the @ symbol in front of it. So once you do that, now what's going to happen is Facebook is going to send them a message on your behalf. And they're going to tell your friend that you just mentioned their name in a comment. And when your friend sees this alert from Facebook, what are they going to do? They're going to go take a look at the video. They're going to look to see, what did you just say about them? See, a lot of times when people put groups together, they just add people to the group. They don't realize that there's a secret sauce to building millions of dollars of revenue. And that is this last little step of tagging people once they've accepted that invitation. And what's so powerful is we've not even had our very first certification. And do you notice already there's 117 comments, which means many of you have already had your reticular activating system that Dr. Pat talked about yesterday. That's that stored group of memories, right? It's like that library that we don't even realize exists there with all this data. And immediately you just started doing what now comes natural to you. So for those on the line who are hearing this for the first time, and you're thinking, Melissa, this sounds like a foreign language. None of this sounds natural. Be excited, because I'm telling you right now, many of the people that I'm looking at right now who are making comments and just acting like they're pros at this, because they are, in the beginning, it did not come natural to them, okay? And so there is hope for all of us, right, to absolutely crush this and take it to the next level. The last thing I'll show you as it relates to this video is the fact that you can actually share this video. Many of you get confused because you're looking at it right now and you see where you can like it or you can make a comment. It doesn't say share. So how do you share it? Well, if you take your cursor to the right corner of the message, right, go all the way up to the top where you see that little drop down arrow, you click on that. There's going to be something that says copy the link. So when you copy that link, you can share it via an inbox. You can actually post it on your personal page. You can utilize it anywhere on Facebook just by copying the link. And that's why it says it's been shared 20 times, because 20 people have figured that out. The rest of you probably have been wondering, how do I share it? But that's how you share it. But no worries now, because now the video is on YouTube, right? So one other area that it's important for you to know inside of this group is how to access the files, okay? And if you're looking and watching via your cell phone or a tablet, just know that a lot of the features that we're sharing right now are probably going to be reconfigured, which means it might not be exactly the way you see it right now. See, one of the disadvantages, right, of when we get to a certain age, we kind of overthink things, right? Where kids, they just start grabbing the phone, they start playing around, they're not scared of breaking it. We overanalyze things and we think we're going to break Facebook. We think we're going to break something by clicking everywhere, right? And so just know that typically when you see 3 dots, that typically will open up more information for you. Or if you see a whole bunch of pictures of your friends and next to it, it might say add or it might say invite. So just know things might be slightly reconfigured, but just slow down, allow your mind to just concentrate on what you're looking at. Look for 3 dots, look for lots of profile pictures. And as you look and just slow down, breathe slow, count backwards from 10, right? You will end up finding exactly what you're looking for, okay? In fact, many times you're not going to see files if you're on a tablet or a phone, because a lot of that stuff will be condensed. And so you're going to have to expand, right? Go to the 3 dots, go to somewhere that says more. And then it expands, and now all of a sudden you're able to see the files and videos and photos and all the things we talk about and train on. And so inside of our WaKanna for Life group, there's a whole area for files where you can download that compensation plan that Phyllis just did so brilliantly today on the certification, right? You can download our official presentation, our product webinar, PowerPoint, all the tools you need are right there in the Facebook group page. And so now that we've covered the chat, okay, we've covered, really how you access the group page, how you can go and add people to the group page. Now it's important that you recognize that you have to brand you. Very important. What you're going to notice is some people might add 100 people to WaKanna for Life, and they stop at that. And those 100 people turn into a 7-figure business, right? There are going to be some people who add 1,000 people. And with 1,000 people, they still are trying to get to a 5-figure business. See, a lot of your success, it's going to be about branding you. Earlier, what did I say? I said you can't sell a dream if you show up looking like a nightmare. No, everything you do on Facebook is actually branding you. So you have to think about this. What is the vision, the mission, and goal for your brand? Because oftentimes if I ask people that, it's going to be dramatically different from the reality of which they're experiencing, okay? And so how do we bridge that gap and make our vision, our mission, and our goal our reality. And so there's some helpful tools. And so you're going to want to write down the names of these websites, because these are going to be ways for you, even if you feel like you're an amateur at design and maybe you've never created a flyer in your life, right? You're going to feel like a pro. And so I'm going to give you two sources. One of them is really great and popular among the millennials. It's called Canva. Now, it's a little what we call sophisticated in the sense that I know oftentimes when I would do workshops, this was not as easy for people to grasp on. Okay, so I'm going to give it to you as an option just because many people love it. And so if you become one of those people that love it, hey, guess what? I love it for you. And so with Canva, just know you can create flyers, letterheads, postcards, cards, your business cards, invitations, and so much more. And so you get a 30-day trial. So what's cool about that is you don't have to spend any money. You can actually see if it's something that works for you. And you have access to over 400,000 free photos with illustrations. You'll be able to actually save your brand colors, logos, and fonts, right? Do so many things for free over the next 30 days. In fact, you can create your own brand kit. Okay, have templates, really help to take your business to the next level. So here's some other great things you can do with it. If you're trying to post on Twitter, everything you do on social media, it's about how tall it is and how wide it is, whether it's a banner, whether it's a cover, whether it's just a post. To maximize how people see it, to maximize your success, it's all about the inches of the width and the inches of the height. Now that's confusing for most people to have to remember, okay, 2 inches by 7 inches for this, 3 inches by 4 inches for that, 5 inches by 9 inches for that. I mean, that's just a lot of data. And if you're not a math major, you don't even want to worry about that, right? So what's cool about Canva is they've already measured out everything you need. So if you're posting on Twitter, you're posting on Facebook, you're posting on any type of social media outlet, you can just pick what's already pre-formulated, put your content in, and already know it's going to maximize the bandwidth right there on your social media outlet. So go through the details, create your own design, set up your own band kit or brand kit, again, whether it's a YouTube channel. I mean, look at the features they have, Facebook event covers, your Google Plus header. I mean, everything, even Twitch. Have you heard of Twitch yet? That's not even one we got into yet, but that's another one, right? And so there's so many cool features with Canva. We really, really, really love Canva. It's a great option for many of you. But for those of you who really need that extra special attention, and you know that if it's just meant for the millennials, it's probably something that really won't be for you, then you're going to want to go with this option here. It's actually my favorite because I really prefer this to Canva, even though I can utilize Canva, but this is just, in my opinion, much more user-friendly. So there's something called spark.adobe. So you don't have to put the www, it's just spark.adobe.com. Now, again, when you're on spark.adobe, a lot of times what's obvious isn't so obvious, because you might look at this and you might ask, where do I start? Right? Well, there it says start now, right? But one of the easiest ways I find to start is clicking that little plus sign right there. Just click that plus sign. Now, if you try to do this from your phone, I can tell you right now, it's going to be a whole lot more complicated. Why? Because anytime you have a smaller device where they have to really kind of condense things down, what tends to happen is, unfortunately, they have to start making things in what we call like symbols. So all the big words become symbols, and now it seems Greek to you. So if you have trouble using spark.adobe, I would challenge you to go to your laptop and do it right from your laptop, and you're going to find it much, much easier to use. In fact, at one of our sessions, we did it live, and I remember there was one of our phenomenal baby boomers. She was there and she was the first to get done. She was just like whip, 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 right? We even had a lady that was 72, I believe. She got it done in like 10 minutes, right? So just know the first day you might feel a little intimidated, but it's really something most people will be able to gravitate towards really, really fast, okay? And so after you click the plus sign, it's going to allow you to pick what we call covers, okay? And so what I want you to do is, once you click the plus sign, you click the word cover, it's going to now take you to something that looks similar to this. The first thing you're going to need to do, if you take your eyes and you place them all the way to the right, you're going to notice that arrow right there. and it's pointing to something that says resize. Because the first thing you're going to need to do is pick what size you want to work with. Now, you don't know what size for page covers, for event covers, for Twitter. But again, just like Canva, Spark.Adobe has already did all the measurements for you. So let's say you're looking to do something for a business page. If it's for a business page, it's important that you do page cover. If it's for an event you're throwing, make sure you click event cover. If it's for your personal page on Facebook, you have to go to profile cover. Now, if you pick the wrong one, you're going to notice it's going to look distorted. So after you post it, if you notice that it just doesn't look that great, that should tell you that you probably just picked the wrong size, okay? And so profile cover is the one we're going to use most often, because that's the one just for you to help to rebrand your personal page. So once you've picked profile cover, now you want to find your layout, okay? So what is layout? So when you click on layout, it's going to give you many options. Let's say you just want one picture, on that particular cover. Then you can use this one. But if you notice where it says suggested and you see different ones, some has 1, some has 2, some has 3, right? There's different ways you can do it. So you can pick what one you want. Now, what's going to dictate which one you want? Well, you also can figure out what do you want it to look like. So I'm going to show you some examples so that will hopefully get your creative juices flowing and you can figure out what you want to use. And so here's a couple of things that I'm going to tell you to point out to you real quick. Is when you look at the far right side where you see that little plus, remember the plus typically means add or expand. So always be friends with the plus sign, okay? So click on that, right? After you click on that, it's going to give you options to import your own pictures, to upload your own pictures. And so you're going to be able to upload photos. And you might wonder, where do these photos come from? Well, I'm sure on your Facebook page alone, you have lots of photos. And so what I would encourage you to do is start downloading photos into a section on your computer so that you can then come and upload those into your banner, okay? Here's some examples. Now, here was my test when I was choosing either Canva or Spark.Adobe. I was in the process of teaching a certification class probably about, I think it was like 7 or 8 months ago. And I was looking for a tool that could get me from doing all the banners myself. At one point, our business was, small enough to where I can actually help people do their banners. But then it started growing so big, so fast that I announced, hey, listen, guys, I can no longer help anyone do their banner, okay? And so I said, but because I can't help you, I'm going to find a tool that's baby boomer friendly, okay? And so here was my litmus test to know that this was baby boomer friendly. Even for myself, sometimes it takes a while to navigate. A lot of people think I'm just a natural techie. That's not true. On certain things, only because I've practiced at them for so long, right? So by nature, you become an expert, not because it's natural to you, okay? So this is not natural to me, okay? And so when I went to Spark.Adobe, I told myself, if I can create my banner in 10 minutes or less, then I know this is going to be baby boomer friendly. Even if it doesn't take you 10 minutes, it might take 30 minutes, an hour, it might take you a day. But once you master it, think about how good you're going to feel, right? And so I went on to Spark.Adobe. It was literally probably, I'm not kidding you, it was probably like 15 minutes right before my certification class. And I started, frantically trying to put this banner together. And you know that right when my certification course was starting, I was done. So I said, okay, this is definitely the right tool for our baby boomers. So even if you listen tonight and maybe it didn't immediately resonate with you, just know you got to go, give it a shot, play around with it. Don't be fearful that you're going to break something. And I can guarantee you, you will get it right, okay, eventually, okay? And so these are just some examples of how I got excited about it. I'm like, okay, this is cool. So I started, and so what you want to do is you want to feature your name and you want to feature some titles, right? I'm a wife, a mother, I'm a grandma, I'm a CEO. So feature some of your titles. Why? Because what you want to do is, even if you're a successful business coach, or maybe you are a successful teacher, no matter what you do in life, you never want people just to have you as one-dimensional, which means that's all they see you as. You want them to see the complete picture of who you are so that you can connect with a lot of people. And so it's important that you say those titles so that you can connect with other people that might be wives, other people that are mothers, other people that are grandmas, other people that are authors, speakers, entrepreneurs, CEOs, right? You want to make sure you're connecting and bridging the gap with people that might be there, in your friend base, right? And it's also important too, because as you're building your brand, as you're networking with people, they're going to come back and check you out. And here's the reality. If what they see on your Facebook page doesn't match all the stuff you're talking about in the inbox, then they're going to immediately discount you. Okay. Now, we do know that social media isn't geared just to be business. It's geared to be social. It's geared to share things, right? And so for me, it's important for me to not only recognize my family, to share important holidays, right? In fact, our anniversary, I made a special banner just to celebrate the anniversary of my marriage, right? And so you can be social on Facebook because that's what your audience wants, while at the same time being business. Now you can see I got carried away, right? As I really fell in love with Spark.Adobe, I started playing around with different pictures and I was becoming a pro. And I'm going to tell you, some of you are going to become a bigger pro than me because I've already seen people do just that, okay? And so it's so much fun that you can have. In fact, if you have speaking engagements where you spoke in front of audiences and things like that, you can also feature those as well so that people can know, wow, this is someone to take serious. She is a speaker, right? She engages with big audiences, right? And you can use colors that work for you. You can pick whatever color works for you. I mean, that's the cool thing about it. And just play around, try different images and find what really, works for you. And so what I want to do now is show you some of the before and after pictures. And this was when I used to do these manually myself, okay? And it would take, oh my goodness, sometimes an hour-long sessions, right? And so we're done with that. So please don't text me or say, hey, Melissa, one more, okay? I always get at least one person during the call thinks we can get one more in. But guys, we have no time for that, right? We have to work on duplication, right? But I want to show you the power of really utilizing your banner in the right way. Now, this is a person who's a very cool, awesome wellness coach. But if you look at her profile, you would never know that. Why? Because it doesn't really say anything. Now, the intro that she has right there, that was something we added later. So we kind of took the picture after we'd already corrected at least the intro, right? Because you can see on the intro, she has her little cool emojis, right? And so this is Karen. And so we just did a before and after. So she came over, we were able to take a picture, give her some bright, vivid green, have her picking apples with her family. So now this really showcases who you are: a mother, a grandmother, a minister, a counselor, a consultant, a coach, right? So we have to show the world who we are if we want to get the right results. And so custom designs. And so this is one that I did custom also for one of, my teammates. She's a great lady also who actually had a business that was growing, but she was finding that the business was, like many people, a little bit stagnant. And so we wanted to really boost up her brand, to really give her a social media presence. And so I apologize, I don't have her before picture, but what we did is we actually arranged for her, along with a few other people from our team, to go meet with John Maxwell. We said this will be a great way to boost your brand, to get a picture with John Maxwell, right? To show pictures of you and your kids, because she's someone who people look at as a very serious businesswoman. And sometimes when you're looked at as very serious, you might disconnect, or people might disconnect from you. And so you want to re-establish those connections and let people know there's a human side to you where you're there to care for your kids. You're not just a serious business person. So her and her kids on the beach, but then also she's in charge. She's got that microphone. In fact, that was me behind her taking the picture of the audience. It was her and another one of her colleagues, because again, this is impressive when you can see that, wow, this is someone that I think I should take serious. And then we gave her a proper description of really who she is. So she's a mom of two, a healthy lifestyle coach. She's a Miss Elegance of Lithuania. In fact, she shared with me she achieved that like decades ago, but that's something, that still is something to be very proud of. She's a global entrepreneur, a world traveler, fluent in 5 languages. And so when you show people the comprehensive version of who you are, think about the results that you're going to get. I mean, how powerful is that? I mean, then you shine bright like a diamond all day long, right? So here's another before picture. and then we're going to get into the after. Now, what's cool about this particular person is they're a very serious businessman. I mean, literally, I mean, he's owned like 5 leather companies all throughout the malls in Chicago, you know, really successful, got involved in multi-level marketing, was able to quickly achieve top positions and #1 recruiter, right? So I was able to recruit him into my business, and it was exciting because he was definitely focused on success. But when I looked at his banner, I said, oh my goodness, when it comes to social media, you're scaring everyone away, because for people that love money, guess what? They're going to love your banner. But for everybody else, they're going to be like, oh my goodness, he's all about money, right? And so we reconfigured his look and his image. And so again, we arranged for him to speak at an event, had photos taken. You know, when he was there in Italy, he was able to get pictures taken there. So it shows he likes to travel, pictures with his family. And he loves money, but guess what? We said, let's make money in your name. So we gave him, instead of an S, we gave him a $sign for Syed, right? And he's an entrepreneur, lifestyle coach, a husband, father, a world traveler. And so that's a more comprehensive version of who he really is. And now he's recruiting people on Facebook like crazy. Here's another gentleman that I had the pleasure of working with, and he was actually selling alkaline water. In fact, he still sells alkaline water to this day, but I was able to meet him through another one of my teammates. He joined our business. And I was looking at his profile and I'm like, wait a minute, you know, if you're on social media trying to recruit people, first, they can't even see your eyes. They can't see your smile. The figure needs to come closer to the camera, and it doesn't have a banner. You know, who are you, right? You're one of the nicest people, but hey, if you are prospecting me, I might have to say, I don't think so, right? And so we just talked with him, consulted with him, took some phenomenal pictures just right here in my office. And look, now all of a sudden you can see who he is. He's got a great smile. So now he looks like Edgar Smiley, right? And he's a father, a consultant, an entrepreneur, a mentor. And so definitely he's cool now with the millennials because we put some emojis in his intro. So he's an entrepreneur, a lifestyle consultant, a mentor, and a father, right? So that really showcases to the world that this is someone who they may want to get to know. Now, this is an example of sometimes just how simple it is to help, craft your brand. With this particular person, we didn't have a lot of time. And so quickly, just to give him some quick advice, I said, the best thing you can do is change your profile picture. Why do you need to change that picture? One, you're a business person. So you don't want a picture of a selfie. You don't want a picture where you're standing in front of a casino, right? That's just not representing business. So if I'm on the other end of you prospecting me, I'm going to look at you and I'll say, well, he's friendly enough, he's smiling, but I don't know that I would want to connect with you outside of that, right? And so he actually was able to come by the house. We were able to go ahead and put him in a nice suit, put some light on his face. And look what happened, right? All of a sudden, he's smiling. We gave him an intro that says he's a balanced lifestyle strategist, an entrepreneur, a husband, a father, and a traveler, right? And so again, we didn't do anything to the banner because we didn't really have time to do that. We were just quickly trying to change that profile shot. And within a matter of minutes, voila, he's able to go out there and recruit and have a brand that attracts people. Now, Cora McDonald is probably on the line, and you can see she's got a great profile shot. So the profile shot is great. The background is great. The only challenge with this is, here's what I'll tell you. Sometimes you might have a Facebook page that looks good. You look at this looks great. But here's the challenge. When I look at this, I might think, well, what does she sell? Travel, right? That's what I would think. Now, if you were on the beach, then I would say, okay, maybe she's just showing her lifestyle. But if you're just showing a picture of a resort and you're not in the resort, my thought would be you're selling travel. But if you're selling health and wellness, I just would think, or if you're selling business coaching, there may be some things you can do to take it up a notch. And so Cora, look at her, right? She's basically a consultant. Now you can see, yeah, she is a consultant, a coach, a wife, a mother. That is who Cora McDonald represents. And she has a great quote. You can have total success when you balance your physical, mental, and spiritual, as well as your personal, family, and business life. I mean, how powerful is that? And look at Cora. Yes, she is cool with the millennials because she's got her emojis representing the fact that she knows her social media. She's got her books, her palm trees, her coffee, right? Looks like a money bag, an airplane, and another money bag, right? And so, hey, I tell you what, our baby boomers have it going on. And so what we like to do, when we get to this point, because we actually have 2 more sections to cover. One of the sections we're going to cover tonight will be really more about social media. But then we're also going to take a moment and take a quick little tour of a video that we're going to show you that's going to represent the new future you have in front of you as it relates to our website that will be coming. So you're going to actually see the technology that's driving in the company that we're going to be working with. And so we call this our Canna and Coffee Break. So the Canna and Coffee Break is designed to keep you focused. You know, one of the things that Dr. Pat told me, she says, Carol, she says, in the morning, I take my coffee and I take that little bitty 5 ml water soluble, the pure water soluble, it says 675 milligrams, but it's 750 milligrams, right? Per drop, 7.5 milligrams. She says, I put that in my coffee and boom, I am energized. And I can tell you right now, we've been through a lot of training. And some of your brains are probably kind of turning into mush right now, right? It's called information overload, right? You never knew that you can get all of this included with your full dispensary. You don't even have to pay. It's already included in there, right? We're talking about $1 million training. And so we need your mind to be ready to receive the rest of the $1 million training. So we're going to take about let's say a 2-minute break so that you can go get some water, some coffee. You can do some jumping jacks, but we're going to take a break just to let our minds just relax and let our bodies get energized again so that we can get refocused and finish strong. We need you to finish strong so that you can get through this and take your life to the next level. So the coffee and Canna break starts right now. We're back in 2 minutes. Okay, well, the coffee and Canna break is over, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, you guys had a chance to vape or do something great during this break. And so now we're getting to some of the technical side, okay? So this is really some of the very important steps you need to do to protect your Facebook. Oftentimes, we see people get cloned and hacked, and there's things you can actually do to avoid that. And so what I want to do is give you some basic ways to navigate Facebook. And so our navigation bar and settings. And so if you look at that blue bar at the top, that represents our navigation bar. If you look at that little upside down triangle, that's going to give you access to many of the special features that you need to know about as it relates to some of the advanced settings, and advanced options. Okay, when you look at that little world there where it has the little 3 in red, that's your alerts. And so it's important that you're checking your alerts. That's one of the big things you want to do. In fact, right in the middle where you see the little black and then it has the little wavy, that's your message box for those of you who don't know that. And then where you see the 2 people side by side at the top, that's basically your friend request and all the different requests that are coming in for friends. Okay, so general account settings. And so when you go to Facebook and you actually click on your general account settings, in fact, from this particular navigation bar, if you take your eyes and you start at the top where it says your pages, you see where it says Melissa Boston CEO, solely organic, and it keeps going down, go all the way down to settings. Okay, when you go down to settings, you actually can go and start updating your profile, updating various parts that you really need to update. Okay, so just look in general. Typically, whatever's there, just make sure it looks correct. Your email, if you never get Facebook emails and alerts, you might need to change that. Okay, because perhaps that could be an old email that you're not checking anymore. But any updates and alerts come through that particular email. Security and login. So if you keep scrolling down, so you start at general. Let's go ahead and look at the left of the screen where it says general. Underneath that, it says security and login. So when we look at security and login, something that's very, very important for you to know is what we call two-factor authentication. So let's look all the way down at the bottom where it says use two-factor authentication. Okay, you want to make sure this is turned on. And what does that basically mean? It means that when you have this feature activated, it's going to be impossible for someone to try to hack in your account, because anytime they try to do that, you're going to get an alert on one of your other devices. So unless they have all of your stuff, your password, your phone, and everything, right, it's going to be very almost impossible for someone to try to get into your Facebook page. Now, the reason why this is so important, I can't tell you how many times we've heard the nightmare stories, especially as you're starting to build a big brand. People will try to get access to your clients and start to do things and share things that might not be something you would have ever shared in your lifetime. And it could be embarrassing for your brand. And so turning on two-factor authentication is very, very important. One thing you're going to need to do is when you turn this on, you're going to have to actually put a phone number. They're going to actually send you some messages back. So just know it's a process. But if you have any questions, you can actually reach out to the support group there on Facebook. But typically, it's something that most people are able to figure out. Just make sure you turn that on and follow the steps. Okay, so two-factor authentication, something very important. And yes, that will be on the test. Privacy, okay, this is extremely important. You hear more and more Facebook talking about privacy. In fact, they got in trouble because people felt like there wasn't enough privacy. And so that's something now that they put at a top priority. So it's important that you recognize the features so that you can make sure you maximize your privacy when you need to. Okay, so basically where it says privacy, now you see where it says who can see my stuff. Okay, who can see your future posts. Now for me, mine says public, but then I control it by sometimes putting friends only, or sometimes I might put a certain group that I have selected. Now, if you want to make the default on this friends, so that always it defaults to friends, and then you can choose what post you want to make public. The reason why you want to make a few of your posts public, it's because of this. If you're now prospecting and doing all the things we're telling you to do, let's say you go out and you start finding groups that are focused on cannabis and making friends, or you go look for cannabis events and you start friending people from those cannabis events, right? You start inboxing them. Well, people, when they come back to your profile page, they're going to want to know who you are. And if all they can see is your profile pictures and that's it, they're going to be less likely to accept your friend request. But if they can go and see at least a few of your posts to kind of see what is she talking about, what does she really represent? So make sure that at least 10 or more of your posts are public. And so find things that are very general. It doesn't have to be family related. All your family posts you can put private, or you can put friends only. But for things that are really motivational, things that are just about your business, you can make public. Now, if you're traveling somewhere, you might want to always make that very private, right? Only to your key friends, because you don't want everyone knowing that you're out of town, right? And so you have to know when to use the public option, when to use the private option, and when in doubt, just keep it private. Keep it so that only your friends can see, okay? Now, here's another one that's extremely important, and this is one that surprises me that so many people get this wrong, where it says who can see your friends list. So where it says who can see your friends list, if it says everyone or if it says all your friends, that's not a good thing, because basically somebody can befriend you and they can go through all your friends and try to take all your contacts and now friend them, because let's say you're good at business, they're going to assume your friends are naturally good at business, so it's a way for them to try to recruit your friends into their business, right? So I always tell people to keep your friends list private, where only you can see your friends list. If you do that, you're going to have a much more pleasant experience on Facebook. Okay, so those are the only ones to talk about. If you want to take a screenshot of how I keep mine, please take a screenshot. But other than that, we're moving on to the next. Privacy, right? You're going to notice privacy, again, it's such a big part of Facebook now. So let's go to the bottom where it says, do you want search engines outside of Facebook to link to your profile? And so I say yes. And the reason why I say yes is because if you are building online, if you are really trying to build your brand, and if somebody goes searches for you and they don't find anything, at least they will find your Facebook profile, and they will only see in your Facebook profile what you made public. If you made it private, they're not going to see that, right? So there's ways to do it, but still keep all your business private. Timeline and tagging. Now, this is very, very important. If you've ever been annoyed by people who tag you on posts that's about their business, how rude is that? Who does that, right? But people do that, right? They do that over and over. In fact, there's a few people that stopped doing it. So I'm almost thinking that Facebook might have blocked them, right? Because I used to have certain people that did it all the time. And so basically, to prevent this, what you need to do is where you go to timeline and tagging, and there's an area that says review. It says review posts you're tagged in before the post appears on your timeline. Turn that on. If it's on, guess what? Before a post will show up on your timeline, you will have to be the person to approve it. If you don't approve it, guess what? It will never appear on your timeline. So isn't that cool? So make sure you turn that feature on so that you're not annoyed by people that tag you on things that are not relevant to your business, okay? Profile and introduction, very, very important. So you want to edit that. In fact, if you look at this golden arrow where it says intro, they now only allow a very short intro. Why? Because people's attention spans are very short. So you don't want to put this big, long book. A quick intro so that people can make a quick decision. Who is this person and do I want to connect with them? I often tell people, hey, listen, if you're trying to connect with millennials, you're wanting to build a business that expands from people in their 20s all the way to 80 and beyond, you better use those emojis. Do you know that more than 80% of people use emojis now? And so by putting emojis in your intro, it just lets those millennials know that you are cool too, okay? So update your intro. In fact, you can also click this next little area to edit your full profile. You know, one thing that I will tell you is most people don't edit their profile. You know, they have stuff in their profile from 8, 9, 10 years ago when they first got on Facebook. You know, I often have people ask me, can I send me, you know, a biography about myself? And so, or a bio. And, you know, when they go to Facebook, they're like, oh, never mind. I can see exactly what I need. And so this is a real good way for you to showcase to people who you are. Here's the other reason why you need to do it. When you host big events, a lot of the attendees will want to research you. I can't tell you how many people inbox me, can you tell me more about yourself? Can you tell me more about yourself? Can you tell me more about yourself? And what did I do? I sent them to my profile so they can actually read about me, okay? And so that's important that we go and edit our profile. Running ads. Now, this is a little bonus section that you're going to get just a little bit on. So if you don't get all of this, no worries, because in order for you to go and start making money, you're going to focus on chat. You're going to focus on using Facebook as a social or as a search engine, finding people that live in different cities, finding people that might like MLM, right? You can use that as a search engine, right? You can do your events, right? Those are free ways you can actually build on Facebook. When you're ready to go to the next level, we invite you to take our advanced courses so that you can learn detail by detail how do you run an ad, especially in this new climate where we're having a lot of regulation and there's a lot that you cannot say or you will get shut down on Facebook. And so I'm going to give you some generic examples of how I've utilized Facebook to run some ads. And so again, that blue bar is your navigation bar. That's going to always take you back to where you're trying to go so that you can get to that next step, okay? So if you click that little upside down triangle right there, and then you click on create an ad. So that's the start of how you do it. So once you click on create an ad, you got to determine what? A marketing objective, okay? And your marketing objective, typically, you know, we often see people do engagement. You can also do lead generation. The reason why engagement is really popular, if you're starting a business page, oftentimes you need to get some traffic on that page before you start making posts, okay? And sometimes it's the easiest way to start really finding out who and what audience you should connect to. And so I really love using engagement as a marketing objective, okay? In fact, when you use engagement, there's different options for you. You can engage people on a post, you can engage for page likes, or you can engage for event responses, okay? So once you determine what you want to utilize, for me, I'm going to say we're going to do it for page likes, okay? And then we hit continue. So once you hit continue, you then have to figure out your audience size. Now, when you get to this part right here, this is where people start getting excited because they're like, oh my God, Melissa, you're right. I don't have to worry about my friends and family who aren't paying attention. I just did this and there's 210 million people. Eureka, I'm going to be rich, right? Well, this is where you get it wrong, right? You don't want to go after a broad audience of 210 million. Why? Because you don't know of those people who's even open-minded to learn about cannabis and CBD. You don't even know who's into health and wellness. You don't know who is even open to even being in a business, right? And so you want to get specific, okay? Because if you're broad, you're going to waste all your money. That's why most people, when they go run an ad, they don't know to go do these steps and they end up just murdering their budget. I mean, their budget just goes out of control really fast because they don't take the time to do this. When Facebook says, hey, boost the post, they just click boost. They don't go through and edit much. And guess what happens? They end up spending 40, 50 cents, sometimes $1, $1.50 just to connect with one person when you can be spending 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents, right? Doesn't that sound much more attractive, right? And so you got to get specific with your audience size, okay? So let's look at demographics, okay? Demographics is really what you want to pay attention to. You know, are you focused on people in the United States? You know, what age group? You know, what gender? What language, right? Is it all English speaking? Right? Do you speak another language? Maybe you want to get Hispanic speaking people too. Okay, detailed targeting. That basically means getting really specific. Maybe you're trying to find business-minded people. So you find people that like Jim Rohn, that subscribe to Success Magazine, right? There's ways you can get very, very specific. Maybe you had a lot of success with some Avon reps and you want to go find Avon reps, Mary Kay reps, right? You can find whatever you want on Facebook, folks. That's the power of it. It's all about learning and understanding the rules, okay? And so what I did for this specific ad, in fact, this was when we first were launching in Chicago, we were having an event. So I was not advertising for any type of cannabis products, right? I was advertising for just an event. And so how I was able to get my ad approved is I went out and actually advertised for an event, but I looked for people that were interested in cannabis, right? So isn't that kind of cool? That's one way you can do it and get around it, right? So your event is just very generic. They can't control who you pick as an audience, right? But they can control what your content says. And so with this particular event, so this is actually not the same ad that I did, but I want to give you kind of an example so that you can kind of see how it works, right? And so by narrowing down your audience and getting specific, let's say you say Chicago now. And so you're looking for people in Chicago. And not only Chicago, but people within a 25-mile radius of the center of Chicago, okay? So now all of a sudden your audience is getting more specific. You've got it down to 5.1 million people. So now Facebook will tell you that your audience is defined, but it's not defined. See, that's where we get fooled because they'll tell us it's defined, because again, it's not in their interest to let us spend 2 cents on connecting with people, right? They want us to spend at least a quarter or more, right? And so you want to define even more. You want to define the age group you're looking for. You want to define the gender if that's something you want to target, right? You want to define the languages, right? You want to get very, very specific. And so I raised the age a little bit to 25. I kept it to 65. In addition to that, I decided to just target women for this particular ad because I knew that 80% of the people that were connecting with our business were females, right? By getting more specific, it went down to 2.2 million people. It said potentially 750 to 2,900 people a day. They said at least 49 to 310 people would connect with the post per day, which is pretty good, right? But we want to get even more specific, okay? Because if you want to really break the bank, right, in a positive way, right, you want to get as specific as possible. And so I decided to define it even more. I said, let me find out who within that range is actually interested in cannabis sativa. And as a result of doing my ad, I actually had a few ladies that came to my house and signed up into the business that I was in, right? I mean, how cool is that? And they were totally into it because guess what? Facebook already showed us they were interested in cannabis sativa. So that's how you get very detailed targeting, right? So now I'm going to just show you some generic ads, right? And just so that you can understand budget and schedule. So when you're placing ads, just know a lot of the information is defaulted. So if you get confused, just go with what's recommended beyond that. The biggest thing you want to get specific on is what I told you with demographics. Beyond that, it's not going to really cost you much if you do it wrong, okay? So automatic placements is recommended, okay? Your budget. And this is the cool thing about it, because if you only have $10 to spend over 10 days, you can spend $1 a day. That's why, to me, you never really have to break the bank and do it wrong, because you can always control whatever trial and error you need to learn. And by the time you spend that $10, you learn that you did it wrong because you connected with 4 people, okay, for $10 when you could have connected with 100 or 1,000, right? You then learn that I need to do it a better way. And you can also put the time frame. You can say, I want to do this all in the course of a day, maybe over 1 week. So you can pick all of the parameters right there on Facebook and come up with a lifetime budget that you can afford, right? And again, you're going to just look through all the details, click continue. It's going to oftentimes suggest things for you. Like you can use a post perhaps that you've already put in your group page. You can create something brand new, which I usually recommend to just create, something brand new. You can pick what page you want to connect the ad to. So there's a lot of different features right there. And then after that, folks, you're able to really have a chance to do some special things with the ad by putting some text to it. And so right here it says click, like, and share. And so this is an example of what I did when I did an anti-aging one. A lot of times when people do an ad, they try to get very complicated. They try to come up with something really fancy. But the best of the best keep it so simple. Like most of my ads were so basic. It was kind of like click, like, and share. If you love tips on staying young and healthy, click, like, and share. If you love tips on growing your hair longer and stronger, click, like, and share. I mean, just so basic, right? Because when you get too complicated, people have to think too much. And if they have to think too much, your ad's going to go by them and they're not going to connect with you. So you want to put an image that resonates with them and a quick message they can read in a couple seconds and make a decision on if they want to connect with you or not. And so once you're done with all of that, all you're going to do is confirm the ad. And what I will tell you is the picture you pick will determine some of your outcome as well, because you have to know your demographic. Let's say you're targeting people who look similar to her, then that picture might be a great image, right? But let's say you're targeting a lot of African-American women, right? You might want to make sure you have an image that really represents your market, especially if you're dealing with natural hair market. One of the things we're so excited about is we're in the process of formulating a phenomenal hair growth product, right? Can you imagine what you're going to be able to do on Facebook with that? Because you don't have to mention CBD, you don't have to mention cannabis, you just can mention the fact that it can help grow your hair, right? And when your ad is ready, you picked all your pictures, boom, all of a sudden, you're going to show up as a sponsored ad. If you've ever seen those sponsored ads that continues to show up in your news feed, well, that's how people are doing it, folks. Somehow they had you in their demographics, whether it's the age, whether it's something you like. Maybe there's a celebrity that they target their audience, right? So whatever you're liking and doing on Facebook, it's making people find you in their demographics. And what's also cool about Facebook, have you ever noticed you bought something online, maybe a dress or something cool, and all of a sudden all the dress companies keep targeting you over and over? That's called retargeting. You can actually clone your audiences. Once you find a good campaign that works, you can just keep redoing it over and over to brand new people who are just like that previous group, or people that have already bought from you. You can just constantly retarget them over and over with different campaigns. And so the bottom line, folks, the sky is the limit. Pretty soon you're going to be able to launch your own campaigns. I mean, the future is unlimited, right? Here's an example of an ad I did for the previous company, where I did this ad literally for just a few days, folks. In a few days, look at this, 3,540 people joined that page in just a few days. And all I did was say, click, like, and share. If you like tips on growing your hair longer and stronger, I picked the right image. I did all the parameters, did my detailed targeting, and the next thing you knew, thousands of people had joined that page, and then I stopped advertising for it. Now, when you're going through the process of doing leads, it's also important that you learn how to interview your leads. I'm going to just show these pages so that you can take some screenshots, okay? Because we're getting to the point where I'm going to have to transition to the next part of tonight. And so step one, you always want to introduce yourself, right? Because think about this, if a lead is actually knocking on your door, the posture is yours. They're wanting information for you. So you just let them know you requested information about growing your hair longer and stronger. Thanks for your interest. I would like to ask a few questions so that I can see if I can help you. So now you're acting like a consultant, so I can see if I can help you. You didn't just send them your link, send them your page, right? If it's a business, it's the same flow, right? And so also always make sure you find out the best method to connect. Even if you're meeting people on Facebook other ways, once you establish that friendship, find out other ways to connect, because some people don't get on Facebook every day. And you might have a big event you're trying to invite them to, but they don't see it for 7 days because they're not on Facebook every day. So I always keep a running tally of all the friends and all the people that I'm connecting with on Facebook, and I put the best ways to reach them outside of Facebook, right? If it's a business related question, if because they're responding for business, you want them to impress you. So you want to ask them, have you had, I'm going to change that right now, just because if I don't, this class is so long, I might not get it changed for the next one. So there we go. So have you had any experience, let's change that. I don't know how that slide got in here, but let's change it. Any experience owning or running a business? Have you had any experience owning or running a business? See, that makes them have to impress you and posture, right? And then there's this interview, right? So the interview is how you take their temperature. See, you want to test your prospects to see if they're hot prospects or cold prospects, because you want to prioritize the hot prospects. So T, what would you say your number one skill or talent is? E, entertain. What do you love to do for fun? What do you love to do for entertainment? M, what motivates you? What's the reason why you're wanting to build a business like this? And then find their pain. See, find out what's prevented them from achieving their goals and dreams, right? When you find out those 4 areas, folks, let me tell you something. You can absolutely build a dynamic team and help a lot of people. And here's one of the ones that I love asking so that we can really determine if this is going to be a conversation that's going to move further, is on a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated are you to make a change right now? And if they say 10, guess what? They have my attention. 9, they have my attention. 8, at 7, they're starting to lose my attention, right? At 6, they don't have much of my attention. And at 5, it's not for them, right? You got to prioritize your time, okay? So that you're not wasting your time on people that are not really that serious about reaching their goals and dreams, right? And then ask questions like, if you were to reach your goals today, how would you be living your life differently? Okay, why would you like to work with me? Okay, because trust me, they're researching you. And so they're going to tell you exactly what they like about you and maybe what they don't like about you. And then steps 3 through 6 is just assuming the close, right? So step 3, you're assuming by now they've already said they're interested in what you have, right? They've been through the whole interview. They're still on the phone. At this moment, you're going to assume they're ready, right? They're ready, okay? And so now step 4 is it's time for you to recommend the product or the business that you see is best for them. You want to share your link. You want to overcome objections, right? Those are very simple steps. And so some of these items, when you're hearing the closing, the objections, a lot of this is going to be a part of our advanced university. We can literally spend a whole 2 hours just on this alone. Most people's problem isn't so much that they're not really wanting to make a change, but a lot of times they just don't know how to ask the right questions. When you can master the art of asking really good questions, you can change the trajectory of your life. And so I would really love for those of you who really want to become master inviters and recruiters to join some of our future advanced courses where we really get into these different subjects. So content, what type of content are we posting on Facebook to really take it up a notch, right? And so Facebook Live, for those of you who know anything about Facebook Live, it's one of the most effective ways to connect with your audience. I would encourage you to figure out some areas that you really want to share with the world, whether it's areas about hemp, nutrition, fitness, figure out different things you're passionate about and make sure you develop content so that you start to develop a following of people that are following you. So go live on Facebook, okay? In fact, I encourage you to start doing a live video, every day, even if it's just for 2 minutes, right? Just to start connecting with people and taking the pulse of your audience. So this is an example of some of the things that I've done. In fact, many of you might remember when I had the lazy girl workout. In fact, one day I was just kind of like feeling lazy, like most of us can feel sometimes, right? And I didn't want to work out. So I said, I know there's other people that are like me. Don't want to work out right now. I'm working too hard. I don't have time to work out. So what can I do? And so I said, I'm going to develop the lazy girl workout. I'm going to find ways to work out with minimal effort, and that doesn't take a lot of time. And so I took this to Facebook, and the next thing you knew, people were commenting, they were sharing, they were waiting on my next post. They're like, hey, when's the next lazy girl workout, right? So just know that you can find fun ways to connect with people. And when you're sharing, you're not always giving people all the details about your business. You're basically just giving them generic content, something that they can find of value. When you provide people with lots of good, rich information, a lot of good content that has nothing to do with your business, you're now providing so much value to the world that they're going to want to be a part of your business. And they're going to start asking you, well, what is your business? And that's kind of funny because for me, a lot of times I'm not sharing my business, but people are inboxing me. What is your business? What is your link? How do I join? What is WaKanna, right? So when you give less information, it builds curiosity, okay? And then people want to be a part of your brand. And so this is really good because this is a lady who was actually in my group years ago. She's a big, big builder. In fact, was one of the top earners at a company you might have heard of. They dropped 3 sizes in 5 minutes or less. But she, is in a separate company. We're not in the same companies. But she shares my content because the content isn't always trying to recruit people. And so she says, all right, let's get that body right. Who wants to do this challenge with me? Melissa is the bomb and has the body to prove it. I'm starting mine today. Who's with me? Check it out. She has more on her page, so check her out too. So when you have other networkers that are willing to share your content, it's because it's not always about you. That's how you truly build yourself a brand. Here's another one where I decided to take it to my rooftop. Sometimes you want to find ways to really get attention. So I took my rebounder up to the rooftop and I just started bouncing and I gave them 7 tips, right, for really why they need to rebound every day. And so what happens, people started commenting, they started sharing it with their network, right? And then on your fan page or on your business page, one of the things you really have to do is start creating content that might be generic to your industry without really talking specifically about your product. If you want your page to go viral, I remember when my page reached out to someone that had over 1 million fans on their page, and they came to me and said, you have one of the best pages, I can tell you right now. I love your page. And this is a person that had over 1 million fans on their page making these comments about my page, right? So what was I doing on my page to make it stand out? I just created original content. I would do my own research and I would come up with ideas like the top 10 anti-aging foods that every woman over 40 should consider. Think about how you can even use cannabis. The top 7 ways cannabis can help reduce your wrinkles. I mean, who wouldn't want to know about that, right? So just create interesting content, and you're going to have people all day long trying to follow you. In fact, this one post was liked 533 times. It was shared 247 times. So imagine 247 times. Let's say on average, those people had 1,000 friends in their network. That's 247,000 people that potentially could see this post that's then connecting them to my website right at the bottom, right? And so again, all of this is yours. It's just a matter of time, right? You can do exactly what I've done to build big fan pages, 55,000, 10,000, 15,000, different ones, depending on when. We also build out the CBD billionaires, right? And CBD billionaires still to this day, over 12,000 people, right? There's other things we're going to also learn in our advanced training. And one of them is if you really want to learn how to build out your own funnel system. I love ClickFunnels. It's one of the coolest tricks to the trade. You can really customize it and just really create your own personal brand that perpetually follows up. When you use ClickFunnels along with Amazon's web services, it's a powerful combination. But again, those are high-level conversations for someone who's really ready to receive it. It's not for a general basic certification like this. This is just to give you an idea of some of the other possibilities, while at the same time allowing you to master some of the simpler systems like the chat system that we talk about. And so ebooks, videos, special offers, all of that and more. So now what we're going to do, that we finished our certification for social media. Oh my goodness, if your brain is not mush right now, right? Give yourself a big pat on the back. If it's a mush right now, don't worry, you're not alone, okay? Because there was a lot of content we just shared, but you're now almost completely through certification. The last little step we have to do is just show you a couple of snippets from the training on the new program that's going to drive our website. So I'm going to actually kind of sit back and show about 6 minutes worth of content from a video that's 52 minutes long. So just know you're not going to have to sit here and watch a 52-minute video. I've actually went ahead and kind of timed it out. So hopefully it doesn't buffer and it allows me to show you what I want to show you. But this is the time we're going to actually review some of the new features on a website coming to a browser near you called WaKanna.com. And so let's go ahead and do that now so that we can then conclude the call. So hold one moment, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so here we are. And so let me make sure the volume is turned up nice and loud. It is. And so excited. Let's just make this a little bit bigger. Make this bigger. So one.
Home office. So this is where, and I believe your company's name, is it WaKanna?
Yes.
Okay, make sure I say that name. This is where we would have like the WaKanna logo, and you could log in to go to your admin office, kind of giving you a full overview of everything your business is doing. So as soon as you log in, we leverage your reports and your data and showcase to you your past joins and enrollments and orders for WaKanna. So what a great way to like log in and say, what happened at my business last night? What's going on? Who am I onboarding? Then and by the way, this is accessed via responsive mobile devices. So, any mobile device, any browser, so easy for you to conduct business from the car like you're doing right now, right?
Mm-hmm, right.
Then on the left-hand side, this is where you can come in and take a look at all the features of your corporate back office. Now, I'm going to go to the Consultant Center. We call them consultants. You may call them advisors, ambassadors, distributors, whatever your naming convention is for your sales force. That label can be labelized here. we just, for demo purposes, make everything like consultant. And the demo system I'm going to showcase to you today is a pretend company, but we've made it have like real orders and real things occurring, so we have some stuff to show you.
Gotcha.
So as I come into the consultant center, I'm faced with a really robust search capabilities of different data or geographic means to find somebody, or I can search all my consultants, at which time they all come up, and I can then at that time cherry pick the consultant I want to see more information on. As I select a consultant, as I scroll down, I have the full overview of that consultant, their contact information, email, personal website, back office tools, which we'll go and visit those in a little bit. And then I have administrative tools such as overriding any qualifications or moving them around in the genealogy.
We're going to now fast forward just a little bit. 1 second.
Show you the front phase. So this would be WaKanna.com, and we are actually going to replicate that for all of your distributors. This is absolutely a mobile responsive site, and for this one's replicated. This is actually my site, so they can personalize their own site by if you go to their name, they can put their photo, they can put their contact information, and like I love that. Right, and they can even put their own social media links. So like people who follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest. Like this is my account, and then we even let your distributors post their own events. So you're having that cocktail event tonight, go post about it, and then we even let you put a link to go to the event. We're gonna go.
And so that's just to give you a clips of that part right there. What's really cool, they have a whole party feature that we're gonna really take our whole cannabis and cocktail events to the next level, but for the sake of time, we're going to keep advancing, so we're going to move a little bit further. So 1 moment.
And this is unilevel genealogy. You can come in and cherry pick which consultant you want to look at, and just like corporate, you at the distributor level can scroll down and see the full information for that consultant, their status and their performance, how they're working for you. We even have a tree view version of this. I call it the graphical downline. And this is so I can look at my entire team, all my levels, and if I want to click on a particular consultant to just see more information about that consultant, I've got the consultant card popping up to let me know what their metrics and their rank and their volume is, and their contact information. We give them insight to their customers. They can add a customer. The customer may not order anything. They just want to add a customer to follow up with them later. And they can see all of their customers' orders. They can also take a customer's order from back here. Now that's for the people that are like, I don't want to go online. I don't want to put my information online. I'm just going to give it to you as being my distributor. Perfect. We want them to be able to move and shake and sell via any experience and any type of customer. Here's their leads. They can add a lead. They're going to get leads from their website. They can click on any leads and add follow-up notes. I talked to Rob, and he said he even has a cousin who might be interested. So I have lots of information in here to follow up and turn these leads into a customer, or turn these leads into a consultant. Then we give you a place for resources. Resources would be where you school your distributors on your product and your information. It could be a document, it could be a video. You can put whatever you need in here. They can see their compensation, how much they're getting paid. They can audit themselves. Hopefully you're getting the flavor that we want your consultants to be self-sufficient so that you can grow this business without having to be on the phone all day long talking to your field. They are self-sufficient and seeing, this is my bonus, I can export my information, and I can see every order how Melissa paid me. It's all spelled out for them, order by order.
Okay, now ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time. So hopefully you guys have a little bit of flavor of why we're so excited and why we knew that in taking this business to the next level, we wanted every facet of WaKanna to really represent this billion-dollar company we know we are in the making. You know, one of the things we were really excited about is one of the questions that came up that really made us kind of rethink things is international growth. You know, we were talking with the previous developers who have helped us before, and, you know, they're just really not ready for it into that capacity. It would take so many months just to launch different countries, where with this particular company, we could launch literally over 100+ countries day one if we wanted to, in languages all around the world. So that means as we talk about going into Africa and as we talk about going into Europe and Asia, we're not just talking about it. We already have the functionality to help us get there. And so we're truly, truly excited about that and so much more. And then the home party feature, oh my goodness. You know, when we recognize the fact that we can actually not only really build a customer base, but actually the customers can also have kind of like a wallet, like when we give our customers coupons or whatever they're getting. So they'll have a back office, but it'll be a customer back office, but they can take those coupons and shop. But then also too, we can build, you know, hostess credits and reward credits and all this stuff trackable right there on the website. I just thought, you know what, it's time to really take this to the next level and beyond, and really give you that iconic brand that we know we're going to be able to treasure, you know, for decades and decades to come, and leave just an amazing legacy. And so with that said, we're going to bring it right back to our quick little presentation so we can close it out, because we're now at the very, very, very end. And so now that we've done a quick review of our website, I want to just go take the time to congratulate you. So congratulations on behalf of the co-founders. We are representing the pillars of health, wealth, legacy, freedom. You've just completed the very first, you know, certification, and we are so excited to deliver it to you. And so with that being said, hey, Kathy, you know, they are done with certification. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you so that you can close us out. Congratulations, everybody.
Congratulations, everyone. Thank you so much, Melissa. That was a wealth of information. And as someone who has taken your certification on social media, I learn something new all the time. The industry is changing so much, and so we just appreciate you for being the social media expert, because you make us into experts and we can just grow together. So guys, that's it. You are certified. So you'll be looking in your email for the recording here. You can review this over and over. I know this is a lot of information, but that's what makes it so great here at WaKanna. You're able to have this information at your beck and call to be able to review, rewind, and continue to absorb this information. So we just appreciate your time and attention. Everybody's been attentive and ready to go. And so what a wonderful thing to be able to see for our very first WaKanna certification. So thank you guys for your time and attention, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Monday evening. Goodbye.